Welcome to the Fantasy Audiobook. Fantasy. Contract Twins, I will return 10,000 times. Chapter 21. Wang fellow Taoist, do you know this person? People around asked Wang Tang. Yes, he is Zhang Fan. No, it's my brother Fan. Wang Tang's eyes were shining with admiration. Brother Fan. You, Wang Tang, belong to a family of cultivators. And it's the 10th floor of the cultivation base in the qi refining period. How can you have such respect for a kid who is on the 2nd floor of the qi refining stage? People around were puzzled. Well, Wang Tang sighed. The expression is complicated, as if something happened in the meeting. You do not understand, but I advise you, it's better not to mess with him. Otherwise you will understand a truth. What truth? People have different constitutions. What the hell? Why mess with him if you have nothing to do? The man smiled. I'm so idle to set up an enemy. Wang Tang smiled. I heard that Murong Bing and Murong Shui like him. Hearing this, the man was furious. I am at odds with Zhang Fan. Zhang Fan was below and didn't stay for long. Then I felt a force. Holding him, he headed towards the flying boat. Soon, Zhang Fan saw Jian Wuan. Beside Jian Wuan is Murong Bing, the second daughter of Murong Shui. Murong Bing was still wearing black clothes, with a cold face. Murong Shui wore a long pink dress, her hair was blown by the breeze, and she blushed when she saw Zhang Fan coming. Sword Senior. Zhang Fan saluted, then took out a storage bag from his pocket, and handed it to Jian Wuan. Senior, this is a specialty of my hometown. It's not worth anything. I hope you will accept it. Yes, Jian Wuan nodded, and divine sense swept over the storage bag. He frowned slightly. More than 9,980 spirit stones. Good guy. When this kid went home, he suddenly became enlightened. Jian Wuan nodded in satisfaction. He took the storage bag. You've gotten fatter, it seems you've had a good time in this small town. However, you still have to remember what I said. Your stage is the sky and the earth. This bottom of the well, it's better not to come here in the future. As the saying goes, those who are close to vermilion are red, and those who are close to ink are black. Like these weaklings in the city below. This seat can kill tens of thousands with one slap. Too close to such a weak person. It will affect the mind. You will subconsciously feel that you are also weak. Understand? Jian Wuan preached earnestly. Zhang Fan nodded repeatedly. Repeatedly said yes. Anyway, in Jian Wuan's words, Zhang Fan understands a truth. There are people outside the world, and there is a sky outside the sky. When you think that others are at the bottom of the well, have you ever thought about which frog at the bottom of the well? Jian Senior, where is my room? Zhang Fan glanced around. There are many people. It is estimated that the rooms in this flying boat should not be enough. Jian Wuan shook the storage bag. Put a smile on your face. The first room on the left is the room of the three of you. Jian Wuan looked at the three of them, and pointed to a house beside them. Heard that, Murong Bing and Murong Shui were all stunned. Murong Shui blushed. Murong Bing was a little surprised. Senior, such a big flying boat, why did the three of us live in the same room? Men and women are different, it's a little inappropriate. Why not let Zhang Fan live in a room with only men? Zhang Fan also said next to him. Yes senior, live with them, the two of them will take advantage of me at night. You, Murong Bing gritted his teeth, who is going to take advantage of you? Zhang Fan, don't talk nonsense. Murong Shui really blushed. That's right, I hate anyone who wants to take advantage of you. A smile flashed in Jian Wuan's eyes. Small color batch, how about pretending? Opened his mouth and said. Squeeze and squeeze. Every sect's pride has a room. Also, some weak sects can only sleep on the plywood of the flying boat, in the corridor. Conditions are limited, so it will be done. Jian Wuan laughed. It's not that my Wan Zhanzong can't produce more flying boats. So many arrogants gathered on a flying boat. This approach is also to protect your safety. Zhang Fan thought a little bit. So putting all your eggs in one basket is what you call protection. Jian Wuan smiled. But I am not the only one who protects the eggs in the basket. After hearing this, Zhang Fan understood. Around this flying boat, there are other powerhouses. Maybe there is also a Mahayana cultivator. There might even be more than one. After all, according to Jian Wuan's words, on this flying boat, more than 3,000 sects of heaven's pride will be on board. According to one sect, 3 people are counted. That's more than 10,000 people. More than 10,000, the pride of the human race. If all of them died, not to mention the fault of the genius of the human race, it would also hurt the bones. As for who will do it, in this world, there are not only humans. The entire Xuanzhan continent is composed of 5 huge continents and countless large and small islands. The human race occupies the central plains and the east. The monsters occupy the north, the demons occupy the west, and the barbarians occupy the south. It is impossible for the monster, demon, and barbarian to not know about such a big move by the Eastern Terran. Sister, did you hear me? This room is not enough, so Mr. Zhang is allowed to live with us. Mirong Shui spoke from the side. This girl, he didn't seem to care about their safety at all, instead he kept thinking about how to persuade Mirong Bing to share a room with Zhang Fan. Mirong Bing snorted coldly. No, I will never agree to share a room with Zhang Fan, even if I die. Jian Wuan smiled. It doesn't count if you say it. The 3 of you Xuanyang sect grand competition, the first place is Zhang Fan. So both of you have to listen to Zhang Fan. Zhang Fan's eyes lit up. Everything is up to me. Does it mean that I can let the 2 of them do whatever they want? Jian Wuan nodded. Zhang Fan asked again. What if they don't listen? Jian Wuan smiled. If you are disobedient, it means you have no organization and no sense of belonging to your sect. When it gets bigger, it's a white-eyed wolf. In this way you can report to the elder of Wanzhonzong. That's my seat. This seat, I will disqualify her from participating in the Tianjiao martial arts competition this time. Zhang Fan smiled. Mirong Bing was ashamed and annoyed when he heard the words, why? Zhang Fan laughed. Because I'm number 1, Mirong Bing, you can sleep on the deck for the next few days. I'll sleep in the room with Shui, little sister. I don't want to. Not only do I want to sleep in my room, I still have to sleep in bed. Sect Dabi, you just got away with first place. Zhang Fan, don't be too arrogant, this time Tianjiao will fight, you will be defeated by me. Mirong Bing gave a cold snort, and walked towards the room with long legs. Mirong Shui smiled. Master Zhang, my sister is like this, don't be angry. How can I be angry? Zhang Fan smiled, bowed towards Jian Wuan and said, Senior, then I'll go to rest first. Go. Jian Wuan nodded. There are still several days before the destination. Take a good rest. The last words, rest. Jian Wuan bit hard. He looked at Zhang Fan with a smile. Zhang Fan remained silent. Pulling Mirong Shui, she walked towards the room. Look, they entered a room. What Wang Tang fellow Taoist said is actually true. This kid named Zhang Fan really had an affair with that Mirong sister. Why is he Zhang Fan? Zhang Fan's cultivation base is not as high as mine, talent is not as good as mine, and his family background is not as good as mine. Apart from being more handsome than me, what else does he have? Seeing Zhang Fan pulling Mirong Shui, walked into the room. The Tianjiao around looked at this scene with jealousy. Gritting teeth. On this flying boat, there are tens of thousands of arrogants. Just such a pair of twins. Each of these twins is turbulent and has a great reason. The country is beautiful and the sky is fragrant, the fish and the wild goose are sinking, and the moon is ashamed of the flowers. Men see admiration, women see jealousy. And such a pair of sisters are actually in the same room with Zhang Fan, how could they not be jealous? If eyes could kill, Zhang Fan died thousands of times. Binger, little sister, come, pour me a cup of tea. Fei Zhou's room is quite unique. Seats, benches, big beds, everything. Zhang Fan sat on a chair, patted the chair next to him, and said. Mirong Bing is meditating. Hearing this, he frowned. Why? Zhang Fan smiled. Because I am the number 1 in this sect competition. You don't listen to me. I'll tell Sword Senior. Prevent you from participating in the Tianjiao martial arts competition. Mirong Bing bit his lip, with a look of embarrassment and anger on his face. Get up obediently. From the kettle on the table, pour a cup of tea. Put it heavily on the table. There was a sound. Drink. Drink you to death, Mirong said with a cold hum. Zhang Fan smiled, picked up the teacup, and took a sip. Yes, it seems that you are suitable for this kind of maid's work. Come on, Give me a shoulder rub. Morong Bing gritted his teeth. Zhang Fan, don't go too far. Is this too much? I didn't even make you take off your pants. You. Morong Bing was filled with shame and anger. You wait for me. Talking. Morong Bing rushed away angrily. Just opened the door. Then I saw several Tianzhao eavesdropping at the door. Countless Tianzhao were looking at this side. Snort. Morong Bing snorted coldly. A palm hit Tianzhao next to him, sending him flying tens of meters, and hitting a group of Tianzhao heavily. Look again. Pull out your eyeballs and feed them to the dogs. Morong Bing shouted angrily. The surrounding disciples exclaimed. The tigress is on fire. Hurry up and leave. However, there are still discussions. The person Morong Bing sent flying out just now is one of the few Foundation establishment period among us. That's right, that person's name is Li Fei, and he is the #1 in Qi Tianzong's competition this time, with outstanding strength. Such a strong Li Fei was knocked into the air by Morong Bing's palm. How terrifying is Morong Bing's strength? What's this? You guys came late. When you first arrived, a cultivator from the Foundation establishment period said that he wanted Morong Bing to be his Dao companion. At that time, Morong Shui castrated him. Eunuch, the cultivator in the Qi refining period castrates the Foundation establishment period. Yeah, with a sword strike, that guy will be castrated. Jian Elder also said that the eunuch was good, and kicked him off the flying boat. I heard that the eunuch's family has been implicated. Morong Bing still has a background. I heard from Wang Tang that Zhang Fan is stronger than Sister Hua. Then isn't Zhang Fan even more powerful? The #1 among us. But Zhang Fan is only on the second floor of the Qi refining stage. Because of the relationship between the Morong sisters, Zhang Fan once again became the focus of attention. Share little sister. Come on, sit on the bed. In the room, Zhang Fan was already lying on the bed. Morong Shui still stood there in a daze. In fact, she just wanted to chase her sister Morong Bing, but was stopped by Zhang Fan. Now I heard Zhang Fan say this. The little face suddenly blushed. Ah, sit on the bed. Why are you sitting on the bed? No, how could Mr. Zhang do this? Good, bad, so nasty. Can I not go? Morong Shui's voice was a little low. Zhang Fan. What? I didn't hear clearly. Morong Shui. I won't go to bed. Zhang Fan smiled. Come on, the ground is fine. Zhang Fan said. Pointing to the ground. Morong Shui became even more shy, her ears were all red. Come on, share little sister. You don't want the Sword Senior to know that you are disobedient, do you? You don't want to be eliminated before entering the Tianzhao martial arts, do you? Zhang Fan smiled. Morong Shui lowered her head in shame. I can't wait to bury my head in my chest. What should I do? There is no pillow on the bed, use your leg as my pillow. I want to sleep, Zhang Fan said. When Morong Shui heard this, she let out an ah. It was not. However, Morong Shui always felt a little lost. Okay, Morong Shui hummed softly. He obediently sat on the bed. Zhang Fan was lying on that white jade thigh. His breath was full of Morong Shui's body fragrance, and he was relatively close to the deep abyss at this time, making one imagine that it was the smell from the abyss. Open one's eyes. You can see huge mountains. As the saying goes, when you see a mountain and want to climb it, this is obedience to your heart. Can't sleep. Couldn't sleep at all. Want to do something. But Zhang Fan has no habit of being overheard. Boom. At this moment, the door was kicked open suddenly. Morong Shui was like a frightened cat. Panicked eyes looked towards the door. It was found that it was Morong Bing. Sister, why didn't you knock on the door? Morong Shui complained. When Morong Bing heard this, a black line appeared on his forehead. Knock on the door. What? The lonely man and the widow are alone in a room, what else do you want to happen? Is Bing, or coming? Binger, come, you also lie on the bed. Squeeze my legs. I've been walking a lot lately, and I'm a little tired. Zhang Fan closed his eyes, even though the pair exuding an alluring fragrance had already left. Snort. Morong Bing snorted coldly. Turning around, his angry eyes scanned the crowd of geniuses who were watching. He shouted angrily at the onlookers. Whoever dares to approach the door 10 meters. Fix me, Morong Bing, for being ruthless. Morong Bing said. A long sword suddenly appeared in his hand, and he slashed at an unlucky guy in front of him. The unlucky guy's hair was chopped off, and he was in a cold sweat. The Tianzhao onlookers also retreated again and again. Some people even rolled and crawled, in a panic. This is the master who can castrate the cultivator of the Foundation establishment period. This one has spoken out. Who is crazy? Still here. Seeing Tianzhao, who was watching around, retreated far away. Indifferently, Murong Bing closed the door heavily. Subsequently, a malicious smile appeared on his face. Look at Zhang Fan. Huh, why is Bing's little sister laughing? Zhang Fan was puzzled, and pointed to Owen's leg. Come on, beat my leg. Zhang Fan, young master Zhang, junior brother Zhang. I'm sorry. Now, I, Murong Bing, am the eldest of the three of us. Jian Elder just said that this time Tianzhao will fight, you two should listen to me. The corners of Murong Bing's mouth rose. Pinch your waist with your hands. Showed a smug smile. Huh, Zhang Fan was taken aback. What's the situation? What do you say? Murong Bing smiled and said. Don't think that this girl didn't see your little moves. Didn't you just give Jian Wuan spirit stones? That's why he took care of you. You give. I can't send it. You send 10,000 spirit stones. I gave 20,000. Murong Bing laughed triumphantly. Ha ha ha. Zhang Fan was silent. Grass. Jian Wuan, you are not a son of man if you step on a horse. Damn it, accepted the gift, but still backtracked. Believe it or not, wait for me to go back and tell my uncle, second uncle, third uncle, fourth uncle, fifth uncle and sixth uncle. Okay. After Murong Bing finished laughing, she returned to her original indifferent appearance. Only, in those eyes, but still shone with pride. Master Zhang Fan, now among the three of us, I am the center. Anything, listen to me. If you don't listen, I will tell Jian Sr., and Jian Sr. will drive that disobedient guy out of the flying boat and prevent him from participating in this year's Tianzhao martial arts. Come on, pour tea for sister. After pouring the tea, come and rub my sister's legs. Murong Shui said this. Sat on the chair, those long legs that were as white as jade knocked straight on the table. Zhang Fan was silent. At this time, the little sister Murong Shui next to her smiled. Master Zhang, hurry up and pour tea for my sister. You don't want the Sword Senior to know about your disobedience, do you? You don't want to be eliminated before entering the Tianzhao martial arts, do you? Zhang Fan was speechless. This girl, he actually said what he just said. All of them were sealed and returned to him. This is really hard to ride a tiger. Are you sure you want me to rub your legs? Zhang Fan asked. Stop talking nonsense, Murong Bing said. Go straight to bed. Sitting inside, put her straight white legs on Zhang Fan's body, press me. If you press it badly, I will tell Jian Sr. that you are disobedient. This is the case now. Little sister Murong Shui was sitting. Zhang Fan lay on Murong Shui's snow-white lap. But sister Murong Bing put her legs on his body, waiting to massage his calves. And, Murong Bing looked very proud, as if he was the big girl with yellow flowers. Zhang Fan was silent. This journey has just begun, and I am so close to the two sisters. If this is true, the journey will take 3 to 5 days. Take it easy. Boom. At this moment, the flying boat shook, as if it had been hit by something. Then a voice was heard. Ha ha ha, tens of thousands of geniuses of the human race are all in a flying boat, are they planning to die? The sound was deafening. It seemed to be roaring out. Straight to the heart. Problem occurs. Murong Bing and Murong Shui's complexion changed. They immediately got up and walked towards the door. Zhang Fan followed closely behind. Come on deck. I saw that the deck was already crowded with people. His eyes looked in one direction. See, dozens of people were dressed in black, holding big knives, and the black air was lingering. There are also dozens of people with long horns on their heads, and monster chi vertically and horizontally, staring at this side. These two teams. It's the Demon Clan. The Demon Clan is here. Zhang Fan stared at the person who came. Then the corners of his mouth twitched, and he almost didn't laugh out loud. Name: Wang San. Race: human race. Cultivation base: nascent soul period. Information: disciple of Wan Zhanzong. Name: Akun. Race: human race. Cultivation base: nascent soul period. Information, disciple of Wan Zhanzong. Zhang Fan was silent. This group of guys, at first glance, it's really the monster race, and the demon race. But the system can't go wrong. These guys in front of this are the people of Wan Zhanzong. Ha ha ha, have friends come from afar. Jian Wuan laughed out loud. With hands behind their backs, stepping into the void. Walking towards the two teams step by step. Zhang Fan looked at it and nodded secretly. This pretend technique seemed a little familiar. Who are you? How could it be so strong? A guy named Wang San with horns on his head stared at Jian Wuan and asked. Jian Wuan looked up to the sky and laughed loudly. My seat, Elder Wan Zhanzong, Jian Wuan. What? The guy named Wang San with horns on his head showed shock on his face, gasped in disbelief, and staggered 2 steps suddenly. It seems to have heard some incredible name. You are the youngest elder of Wan Zhanzong. At the age of only 300 years, he stepped into the peak of the incarnation realm. He is known as the #1 genius in the Northland. He possesses the physique of a sword heart. He is a rare sword practicing wizard in 100,000 years of the human race. Benevolent Sword Master, Jian Wuan. Merciful Sword Master. Zhang Fan was silent. Jian Wuan laughed loudly. Since you know my name, how dare you commit crimes? Wang San asked again. Jian Wuan, where is your sword? My seat is merciful. A sword against you, it's too cruel. My benevolent one doesn't like killing, so I advise you to retreat quickly, don't be ignorant of flattery. Jian Wuan said coldly. All the demons heard the words. Big words. Jian Wuan, a 300-year-old little baby, is also worthy of calling himself this seat. Today, it's your time of death. The demon spoke and shouted loudly. The next moment, dozens of monster cultivators from the nascent soul period, the sword in their hands shines brightly. Endless monster chi raged freely, and a phantom of 1,000-foot-tall bull's head appeared behind it, roaring and roaring. Ha ha ha, I am the demon 9 heavens. Today, I'm going to kill tens of thousands of geniuses of this human race, plus you, a human genius. It's a worthwhile trip. The black-clothed demons also laughed. Hand seals in hand. Dozens of demons shouted loudly, and the endless devilish chi coercion enveloped the quartet, wreaking havoc. The sword glow shot towards Jian Wuan. Infinite magic shot towards Jian Wuan. Boring, Jian Wuan said lightly. Continue with your hands behind your back. However, the next moment, buzzing sounds resounded in all directions. In the blink of an eye, flying swords came from all directions, and the flying swords sang, criss-crossing, densely packed, as if endless. Wan Jian returned to self. Jian Wuan said lightly. The next moment, the infinite spirit power in Jian Wuan's body slanted out, rushing towards the tens of thousands of flying swords, and the tens of thousands of flying swords hummed. Fragmented, and then, combined into a 1,000-foot giant sword. This is Wan Zhanzong's secret technique. Wan Jian returned to self. The moment the 1,000-foot giant sword appeared, the oncoming sword light, the endless devilish chi oncoming, all disappeared. What? How could it be so strong? This is impossible. Sword Master Benevolent, you are indeed the most talented human race today. Not only did you reach the peak of the God transformation realm at the age of 300, but you also practiced the secret technique of Wan Jian return to self to perfection. With you in the human race, how can my monster race win this world? No, Heavenly Tao is unfair. Heavenly Tao is unfair. Wang San with horns on his head. He yelled at the sky, and then spit out a mouthful of blood, which spilled hundreds of feet high. This mouthful of blood vomits so much, it's called a fake. But Zhang Fan looked at the gazes of the heavenly prides on the flying boat, looking at Jian Wuan one by one, with reverence in their eyes. All right, Stone Hammer, this may be the sect culture of Wan Zhanzong. This seat is merciful. I don't like killing. You gouge out your eyes, cut off your arms, and destroy Dantian, and then you can leave. Jian Wuan said lightly. Thank you, merciful Sword Master. However, merciful Sword Master, you wait for me, my demon clan will not let you go. That devilish chi lingered around the player named Akun, and said through gritted teeth. And then, gouging out Owen's eyes directly, cut off both arms. Gritting his teeth, he spat out a mouthful of blood, detonating his own Dantian, and then falling downwards. Seeing this, all the demons yelled wildly, Your Highness Mosey. I'll follow you. Talking, all the demons also cut off their arms and eyes, and destroyed Dantian. Fell towards the bottom. Seeing this, all the demons did the same. All the monsters, all the demons, under Jian Wuan's one move, under Jian Wuan's few words, they were all wiped out. Zhang Fan saw this. The corners of your mouth twitched, you still made a devil come out. Does the demon king of the demon clan know? Subsequently, Zhang Fan shouted, the merciful sword master is invincible in the world, and with just a few words, he can make millions of demons destroy their cultivation base. He should be a model for cultivators of our generation. He shouted again, benevolent sword master is invincible in the world, the model of cultivators of our generation. Shout out again, benevolent sword master is invincible in the world, the model of cultivators of our generation. On the flying boat, after seeing Jian Wuan for a while, he solved the two clans of monsters. The blood was boiling, and the frenzy was incomparable. 3 shouts from Zhang Fan were heard. All of them couldn't help shouting, the merciful sword master is invincible in the world, the model of cultivators of our generation. Benevolent sword master is invincible in the world, the model of cultivators of our generation. Benevolent sword master is invincible in the world, the model of cultivators of our generation. Jian Wuan had his hands behind his back, 45 degrees looking at the sky. It seemed that everything just now had nothing to do with him. It's just that divine sense swept past everyone in the flying boat. When he saw that Zhang Fan was the first to shout, the corners of Jian Wuan's mouth slowly curled up. This kid, did you see something? It shouldn't be, how well this acted. Ha 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 ha, Sword Wuan, you would never have thought that my monster race would still have a backup. I'll come here, your human race doesn't vomit blood, so how can you do it? Suddenly, a voice appeared beside everyone. All the arrogances on the flying boat, who were already excited, looked in the direction of the voice. Then see, beside the flying boat, there are 2 figures. One is haunted by devilish qi, and the other is raging by monster qi. Burst. Before everyone had time to react, the 2 shouted at the same time. The 2 shouted loudly, as if they ignited themselves, the spiritual qi from both of them crisscrossed in their bodies. The next moment, both of them exploded beside the flying boat at the same time. Feizhou's defensive circle opened automatically, but it still couldn't resist the explosion of these 2, and directly broke through the defensive circle. Take away thousands of the nearest human arrogance. Even though Zhang Fan is far away. Dare to know the incomparable explosive power. Ah, died, dead. After the explosion, many Tianzhao on the flying boat turned pale with fright, their faces were pale, and some even vomited. Zhang Fan saw that the 2 Murong Bing and Murong Shui beside him also looked a bit unsightly. Flesh. It sprinkled the entire flying boat. These flesh and blood belonged to some demon that blew himself up, or the Tianzhao who died after being exploded by the demon. Zhang Fan was silent. A sentence that Yan Duer said to him in Yan City back then came to mind. Only the Tianzhao who walks out of the mountain of corpses and the sea of blood is the real Tianzhao. Zhang Fan didn't understand much before. Now, Zhang Fan seems to have realized something. They just don't know whether the thousands of Tianzhao who died just now are the real Tianzhao or Wan Zhanzong's blindfold. If it was fake, Wan Zhanzong would be too scary. If it is true, Wan Zhanzong, it is too scary. Zhang Fan had a serious expression on his face. Quiet. Jian Wuan shouted loudly. The people on the flying boat calmed down, resisting the discomfort, and looked at Jian Wuan in unison. Everyone, this time, my Wanjian sect is holding the Tianzhao martial arts competition. The momentum is huge. Naturally, we can't hide the monsters, demons, and barbarians. This is just the vanguard of a small wave. Next, there will be a steady stream of more powerful and more enemies, attacks. Thousands of people died this time. Next, I don't know how many people will die. Now the right to choose is in your hands. Whether you continue to participate in this Tianzhao martial arts competition is up to you to decide. Continue to participate. My Wan Zhanzong welcomes you. Exit. My Wan Zhanzong will send elder to escort you back to your respective sects safely. 1 stick of incense time. If you want to quit, please stand up. Jian Wuan glanced lightly at the many arrogances on the flying boat, and said. Many Tianzhao heard the words. Looked at each other. Look at each other. A timid cultivator, struggling for a long time, still chose to stand up and quit. When one person comes out, there are two. Soon, then half the number of people stood up. Zhang Fan glanced at Sister Marong, and saw the firm look in the eyes of the two of them. Jian Wuan nodded. Very good. Talking. Take out a flying boat. Flying boats, like those used by Zhang Fan and others, are about the same size. Only then did everyone realize a problem. Perhaps, the attack just now was just a test of Wan Zhanzong. But on second thought, not right. After all, how could one use the death of thousands of human beings to do the test? The huge flying boat, after leaving nearly half of the people. It doesn't seem so crowded anymore. After Jian Wuan said, keep driving. Zhang Fan said to Marong Bing, there are enough rooms now, I want to sleep in a separate room with you. Marong Bing sneered, how is that possible? The three of you and I are members of the Xuanyang sect and belong to the same team. How can you leave the team? Mr. Zhang, in the next few days, you will still pinch this girl's leg honestly. Rub your shoulders and pour tea. Marong Shui next to her had a smile on her face. Second daughter. He didn't take what just happened to his heart at all. It seems that he has already seen through it. What happened just now was directed and acted by Wan Zhanzong himself. Except for the second daughter. It seems that the other arrogances have also been relieved. Those bullshit monsters are all from Wan Zhanzong. It is estimated that thousands of Tianzhao who blew themselves up to death are all fake. But they have no complaints. The road of practice is originally heaven-defying. Only those who are not afraid of death are worthy to participate in the martial arts competition of Tianzhao. The speed of the flying boat seems to be very fast. Just when Zhang Fan was stroking his long legs and wanted to tell Marong Bing about the benefits of massaging his whole body, the flying boat stopped. Arrive, everyone, come out. Jian Wuan shouted loudly. This time, Tianzhao present was even more certain that the so-called battle and the so-called self-destruction were all arranged by Wan Zhanzong, in order to eliminate the tooth decay in Tianzhao's team. The three of Zhang Fan followed behind the team and came to the deck. Looking forward, Zhang Fan found that this is a valley crossing. Looking into the valley, there is a huge jungle. The trees in the jungle are huge, which are completely different from those outside the valley. Someone exclaimed, Demon Valley. Demon Valley. This is the junction of the eastern continent and the northern continent. Entering the valley, it belongs to the northern continent, the territory of the monster clan. Even at the outermost periphery, there are also demonic beasts from the Foundation establishment period, all kinds of poisons, and demonic beasts with fangs, extremely ferocious. Tianzhao martial arts, is it held here? Ha 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 ha. After everyone got off the flying boat, a black fatty, walking out from the Tianzhao crowd, he leapt into the air. He flew up to the sky in front of the crowd, looked at the crowd with a smile and said, looking up to the sky and laughing. Immediately afterwards, the elder of Wan Zhanzong, Jian Wuan, bowed towards this black fatty. Everyone, this seat is the sect leader of Wan Zhanzong, the real Xuanjian. Presumably those who can stand here should be the pride of heaven, right? Hey fatty said with a smile. All Tianzhao were shocked. The sect leader of Wan Zhanzong has been in their queue all the time. Even Zhang Fan is no exception. There are too many people, he didn't use the system to see this fatty. Especially Wang Tang, it was even more surprising. He vaguely remembered that after Zhang Fan boarded the flying boat, this fatty asked him what Zhang Fan was from, and he told Zhang Fan how powerful he was. People have different physiques. Fatty was still puzzled and said, why do I have nothing to provoke an enemy? And then I said that the relationship between Zhang Fan and the Marong sisters is not simple. What else does this fatty say? It is incompatible with Zhang Fan. You are a big guy, what are you pretending to be? Wan Zhanzong, as the largest sect in the East, his sect leader's strength is naturally the Mahayana period. Zhang Fan used the system to check it out. Know that this person is not lying. It is Wan Zhanzong's sect leader himself. Do these old guys like to pretend to be scumbags? Ha 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 ha. You know, what kind of rewards will there be for the top 10 in this so-called heaven's chosen martial arts competition? Master Xuanjian, the sect leader of Wan Zhanzong, asked again. All the arrogants nodded. They know Wan Zhanzong's Tianzhao Huiwu this time. For the top 10 winners, the heaven-level cultivation technique, Countless spirit stones, massive magic treasures, medicine pill, etc., are secondary. More important, all the cultivation secrets of Wanzhong will be open to the top 10 unconditionally and without time limit. More critical, those who rank in the top 10 can enter the land of the Central Plains, and have the opportunity to enter the largest sect in the Central Plains, the largest sect of the human race, and the cultivation of immortals in the entire Xuanzhen continent. There is even a chance to meet the sect leader of Wuji sect. He is also the emperor of the human race. Transcend Tribulation Peak Powerhouse. In this world, one of the most powerful beings. If he is appreciated by the sect leader of the Promise sect, the cultivation resources of the entire human race will be tilted towards him. The whole human race, all training resources, give it to one person. Even a pig can ascend to immortality. It looks like everyone knows it. But, I want to participate in this Tianzhou martial arts competition. There is still a small test to be conducted. Ha 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 ha. It's the Demon Valley behind me. Behind the valley is the Demon Clan's territory. Inside is the paradise of the demon race, all kinds of ferocious beasts, demonic beasts, countless. Although it is peripheral, but there are so many powerful demonic beasts. There is a natural formation at the intersection of this valley. If you walk into the valley, you will be teleported to any corner within 100 miles of the valley. If you come together, you can enter it hand in hand, and you can be teleported to the same location. Maybe. It will also be sent to the head of a demon king. Ha 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 ha. Send delicious food directly from thousands of miles away. Said here, Master Wanzhong sect leader Xuanjian burst into laughter. Tell me, afraid, if you are afraid, quit now, there is still time. Once you enter, even if you die, no matter how much you shout, no one will save you. As long as you go in, you have to persist for a month before you can come out. If you are afraid, stand up. No shame, sect leader Xuanjian Taoist said here. With a change of expression. Get serious, all the Tianzhou shouted in unison, don't be afraid. Very good, so, just grab your stash bags and go kill the demonic beasts. Kill the demonic beasts and take the monster core. Only those who rank in the top 1000 in terms of quantity and quality are eligible to enter my 10,000 sword sect and to participate in this year's Tianzhou competition. Master Xuanjian finished speaking, then disappeared in place. Jian Wuan bowed in the direction where Master Xuanjian disappeared. Subsequently, with a wave of his hand, thousands of storage bags are floating towards everyone. One storage bag per person. Ding, Murong Bing got a storage bag of 100 cubic meters plus 1, and it will be returned 100 times. Congratulations to the host, he got a storage bag of 10,000 cubic meters in size plus 1. Ding, Murong Shui got a storage bag of 100 cubic meters plus 1, 100 times the return. Zhang Fan nodded. Try to fill up these storage bags. The future of the human race. No matter what your position in the human race is, how prominent your family is, or how profound your elders' cultivation base is. But here, demonic beasts don't recognize you. This time is dangerous, you'd better hold a group to keep warm, it's better to go with multiple people. If you talk too much, there will be some nonsense. Next, you decide on whether to hold a group or not. For an hour, those who do not enter the valley will be regarded as abstaining. Jian Wuan said it, also disappeared in place. Elder sect leader is gone. Everyone looked at each other in blank dismay, looking towards the direction of the valley one by one, either frightened, trembling, or raised their fighting spirit, thousands of faces. Look, everyone, someone is walking towards the valley. At this moment, someone exclaimed. Subsequently, everyone looked towards the valley. Then I saw a young man, holding a long sword, walking towards the valley step by step. The lonely figure shocked many people. Who is that person? Why is he alone? The valley is full of demonic beasts, so dangerous, why didn't he listen to what the elder said, huddle together for warmth, and enter it by himself? I recognize it. The man's name is Lin Feiyu. He is the eldest son of the Lin family, the largest family in the East. I heard that he broke through to the foundation establishment period as early as 8 years old. He is known as the #1 genius of the Lin family and the #1 genius in the East. But for some reason, since the age of 8, this person's cultivation base has not retreated, and by the age of 18, this person's cultivation base has reached the first level of the qi refining stage. Ah, one person asked. Did you deliberately lower the cultivation base, and then participate in this Tianjiao martial arts? Impossible. This Lin Feiyu, because of his low cultivation base, was divorced by his fiancée. His fiancée is a disciple of the Wuji sect and the daughter of Tianjiao, but because her cultivation base is too high, she cannot participate in this Tianjiao martial arts competition. Quote, first level of the qi refining stage. How do I think he is the peak cultivation base of the qi refining stage? I don't know. After this kid got divorced, the cultivation base started to skyrocket. However, this kid won the first place in his sect competition. It is estimated that he will definitely have a place in the top 1000 this time. Zhang Fan is beside me. His eyes lighted up a little. The former genius, for some reason, became a waste. After being divorced, cultivation base began to surge. It's a bit like a protagonist template. Zhang Fan stared at the man. Name, Lin Feiyu. Race, human race. Cultivation base, the peak of the refining period. Information, the eldest son of the Lin family, the #1 cultivator in the east of the Xuanzhen continent. Information 1, golden luck, son of fortune. Information 2, ultimate fire spiritual roots. Information 3, born with a devil body. Information 4, the necklace contains the remnant soul of the sect leader of the former demon sect of the upper realm. Message 5, the contractor is full and cannot be bound. Zhang Fan frowned slightly. Lin Feiyu also has remnants. The remnant soul of the sect leader of the demon sect. A lone wolf who walks alone is still born with a demon body, and also has the remnant soul of the former sect leader of the upper realm. A bit of a villain taste. Son of fortune. A smile curled up at the corner of Zhang Fan's mouth. Every son of fortune is bound to have a daughter of luck. If there is no accident, she should be the fiancée who retired from the engagement. I don't know if the qualifications are good or not. If it is good, I will make a contract later. Zhang Fan, no, brother Zhang, can I form a team with you? Just when Zhang Fan was thinking, a voice sounded from the side. Zhang Fan couldn't help but startled. Turn around and look. Found this person a little familiar. Who are you? Senior brother, I'm joking, I'm Wang Tang. Wang Tang tapped his toes in embarrassment. In Xuanyangzong, Yu Zhang Fan is famous for stepping on me. When Zhang Fan heard this, he suddenly realized. Wang Tang. Afterwards, Zhang Fan used the system's functions to check Wang Tang in front of him. Name, Wang Tang. Cultivation base, the 10th floor of the refining period. Information, Xuanyangzong inner disciple. Information 1, top grade fire spiritual roots. Information 2, purple. Information 3, the luck is extremely bad, and it is extremely easy to offend the physique of the son of fortune. Confirmed. This is the Wang Tang he knew. Zhang Fan uses the system function, and countless people have viewed it. Apart from Mirong Shui and other Tianjiao's daughters, Wang Tang is the one with the deepest memory. Bad luck. It is extremely easy to offend the physique of the son of fortune. Again, people's bodies are different. This is a bit interesting. Lin Feiyu's son of fortune a second ago, and then saw Wang Tang, who is extremely easy to offend the son of fortune. Oh, so it's senior brother Wang. Aren't you eliminated? Zhang Fan asked in doubt. Wang Tang smiled awkwardly. Senior brother Zhang, don't call my younger brother senior brother anymore. As for why this elimination came here, didn't the family spend money to buy a place, so I came here. Now Zhang Fan was even more puzzled. Buy a quota. There is such an operation. How much did you spend? Not much, 500,000. Your family is rich. Ha, it's not too much. I'm not interested in money. I don't know how much money my family has. I only know that when I'm short of money, my father will give me tens of thousands of spirit stones to spend. That's all. Zhang Fan raised his eyebrows slightly. Rich people do it. Money is okay. Last time, Xuanyang sect leader rewarded Zhang Fan with 10,000 spirit stones, just sprinkling water. The reward was given to Mirong Bing and Mirong Shui, each received 10,000 yuan, and they would directly return 100 times. So, Zhang Fan now owned 2 million spirit stones. And the 2 million spirit stones cannot be taken out easily. If you take it out easily, if he is seen by some big shots, his biggest secret will be exposed. Therefore, having a rich second-generation plucking wool can eliminate the doubt that he has a lot of spirit stones in his hands to a certain extent. As for whether the boss will pay attention to him, meeting, and quite will, not to mention others, Zhang Fan doesn't believe that the old men in Yancheng don't use divine sense to scan him when they are free. Maybe, just now on the flying boat, interacting with the Morong sisters, the old men saw clearly. Ah Chu. In 6 directions not far from Demon Valley, 6 old men sneezed at the same time. The 6th child even pinched his nose. Strange, could it be that Dage found out that I came to protect Xiaofanzi? How many spirit stones, medicine pills and talismans do you have in your storage ring? Zhang Fan asked. Wang Tang pondered for 2 seconds. Handed the storage ring to Zhang Fan. Zhang Fan shook his head. Don't give it to me, I don't want it. Wang Tang was taken aback. There was a look of remorse on his face. With emotion in my heart. I'm really riding a horse to measure the belly of a gentleman with the heart of a villain. Brother Zhang Fan in front of me is so stalwart, I think he wants the things in my storage ring. Just give me the storage ring, share little sister. My things are all in his custody. Zhang Fan pointed to Morong Shui and said. Wang Tang's certificate. Morong Shui was also taken aback. Her cheeks blushed. I took care of everything, we are just ordinary friends, okay. I won't keep anything for you. Morong Shui thought of this. Enthusiastically, he snatched the storage ring from Wang Tang's hand. Ding, the contractor Morong Shui got the storage ring of 10,000 cubic meters plus 1, and it will be returned 100 times. Congratulations to the host for getting the storage ring of 100,000 cubic meters plus 1. Ding, the contractor Morong Shui has obtained various medicine pills plus 6,521 pills, which will be returned 100 times. Congratulations to the host for obtaining medicine pills plus 652,100. Ding, the contractor Morong Shui got all kinds of talismans plus 30,000 pieces, 100 times the return. Congratulations to the host for getting 3 million talismans. Ding, the contractor Morong Shui got the low-rank spirit stones plus 100,000, 100 times the return. Congratulations to the host, got the low-rank spirit stones plus 10 million. Zhang Fan took a long breath. Calm your inner excitement. Another 100-fold return. All returned 100-fold. The so-called 2 to 100 times means that it has been 100 times, right? 3 million talismans, more than 600,000 various medicine pills, and 10 million low-grade spirit stones. Get rich overnight. But to Zhang Fan's surprise, this kid didn't bring magical item. It was surprising that there was no array flag in the storage ring. Xiaofan big brother, there are tens of thousands of talismans, thousands of medicine pills, and 100,000 low-grade spirit stones. Morong Shui said excitedly, and put the ring on On's hand. He didn't pay attention to Wang Tang at all. Wang Tang was silent. Zhang Fan patted Wang Tang on the shoulder. Let's go, follow us, and we will lead you into the top 1,000. When Wang Tang heard this, his depressed expression turned into a happy one in an instant. Excitedly stretched out his hand. Come on, hold hands. Zhang Fan patted Wang Tang on the shoulder. This time I guarantee you will be in the top 100. Wang Tang was overjoyed when he heard this. Then hurry up and go in hand, I can't wait to enter the trial. No, you can't walk with us. Wang Tang was puzzled. All you need to do is, after entering, keep going until the end. If you're afraid that you won't be able to make it into the top 10, just kill any demonic beasts and make sure your monster core is not 0. Zhang Fan explained. Then, before Wang Tang could react, holding the hands of the 2 sisters, they headed towards the valley. Morong Bing still struggled a bit, but was surprised to find that Zhang Fan's strength is so great. Don't try too hard, don't. Wang Tang was puzzled. After thinking for a while, he looked up and found that Zhang Fan and the 3 had already walked into the valley. Now he is alone here. Not much time. Before he could think about it, he headed towards the valley. Is it almost all in? Not far away. Master Xuanjian, sect leader of Wanzhongzong, looked towards the direction of the valley and asked. Around him, there is Jian Wuan, and Jian Wuan is almost the elder of Wanzhongzong cultivation base. Except for the people of Wanzhongzong. There is also the patriarch of the major families in the east, the elder. And many big families in the Central Plains, sect leader, patriarch, elder, etc. of sect. Thousands of people. These people, with the lowest cultivation base, are the pinnacle of the god transformation realm, Jian Muan. Hehe. It seems that the monster race, demon race, and barbarian race did not show up this time. After many Tianzhao walked in, Master Wan Zhongzong sect leader Xuanjian said with a smile. As soon as the words came out, all the people present laughed. Ha ha ha, yes, yes, these three clans are probably afraid. How dare you show up? The three races are weak, and the human race is prosperous, how dare they appear on my human race's territory? The trial venue for Tianzhao's martial arts competition this time is in the Yaozu territory, so it's a good place. Numerous cultivators are laughing. However, just at this time, everyone's laughter stopped abruptly. Each of them frowned. They smelled a body odor. Disgusting body odor. The taste of the demon clan. Cluck cluck cluck. An exquisite laughter appeared next to everyone's ears. Everyone was shocked. Forbidden to frown. Looking in one direction. Suddenly, I saw a gorgeous and enchanting girl appearing not far from the sky. On the girl's head, she was still staring at her two ears. Behind it, there are three fox tails, Snow White, which makes people want to play with them. The girl is graceful and charming. Stepping on the void, he walked towards this side step by step. Master Xuanjian smiled. The Fox clan dares to come to my human territory, are you really not afraid of death? The fox girl smiled sweetly. Take a step, for a moment. Then he came in front of Taoist Xuanjian. Lips opened and closed slightly, exhaling a breath of foul air. Master Xuanjian only felt his head spinning, and countless fox demons appeared in his mind, posing with poses. Countless fox demons suffocatingly took off their clothes, making people unable to help start an evil fire. Snort. Master Xuanjian's eyes were fixed, and he snorted coldly. The spell of charm is broken instantly. Humayr, this kind of indiscriminate means is useless to me. Master Xuanjian snorted coldly. Humayr covered her mouth and smiled, staring at Master Xuanjian foolishly. Could it be, am I not beautiful? Master Xuanjian nodded. Beautiful, but I like men. Humayr. Ha 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 ha. Xuanjian sect leader is a good trick. One sentence made the fox patriarch's jaw drop. Ha ha ha. Humayr will probably send a male fox next time. The human cultivator on the side. Everyone laughed when they heard this. Humayr frowned. One look. He looked at the many human cultivators around him. Moment. The eyes of many human cultivators are full of obsession. The real Xuanjian in the Mahayana period can resist the temptation of her Humayr, and you grasshoppers want to jump too. Enough. Xuanjun Taoist snorted coldly. All the human cultivators came back to their senses in a trance. She kept avoiding Humayr's eyes again and again. I didn't even dare to look at Humayr again. What's more, I recite the mantra of Buddhism and Taoism over and over again in my heart. Form is emptiness, and emptiness is form, trying to suppress the evil fire in my heart. Fox Meyer, don't tell each other about your demon. Run to my human race, what do you intend to do? Taoist Xuanjian asked. Humayr covered her mouth and let out a bell-like laugh. Giggle. Zon fellow Taoist looks stupid. You human race actually has two silly little black fatty. Cluck cluck cluck. Master Xuanjian frowned tightly. What do you mean? Humayr. Guess. Taoist Xuanjian frowned. Are you Yaozi in this Tianzhao martial arts meeting? Humayr. Not bad, but smart. Master Xuanjian smiled. Yaozu is quite bold. Dare to put Yaozi into my human race. Are you really afraid of falling? Humayr smiled. A Yaozi who can fall is not a real Yaozi. It's time to choose another one. Isn't your human race the same? Putting many Tianzhao to my monster clan's trials. Aren't you afraid that I will slap all the arrogance of your human race to death? Master Xuanjian laughed. No more words. In the Xuanzhen continent, there are 4 major races: human, demon, and man. The human race occupies the central plains and the east. The monster race lives in the north. The demons are located in the west, and the barbarians live in the south. That day 10 years ago, it seemed to break the tranquility of this vast continent in an instant. Demons have visions. Human race power deduction. the demon race has an ancient demon king reincarnated and rebuilt, and the demon king returns. The Yaozu have dragons roaring for 3 days and 3 nights. It seems that the capital of the demon emperor has appeared. The barbarians in the south have the fragrance of different pills, attracting tens of millions of barbarians to break through cultivation base realm. It seems that a barbarian tribe appeared and broke through the 9th rank alchemy everyone realm. The world of great controversy is about to begin. So, only with this son of the human race, Tianzhao knows martial arts. Want to choose the strongest Tianzhao. All the resources of the human race were piled up with one person, and then a human emperor was piled up to fight against the 3 major groups. Zan, fellow Taoist, my Yaozi is among the arrogance of your human race. According to my demon king's deduction, the demon king also took away your human race. Have you thought about such a question? That is the ultimate pride of your race. The most genius you cultivated last by the human race, the second scattered immortal from the Xuanzhen continent, the emperor of the human race, will be a member of my demon clan, or a member of the demon clan. You have worked hard to cultivate a human emperor. But I didn't expect that it was someone from another clan. Isn't it interesting? Cluck cluck cluck. Humayr let out a bell-like laugh again. Master Xuanjian smiled. Are you so sure that you Yaozi, the reincarnation of the demon king, will be able to defeat the Tianzhao of my human race? Humayr smiled. Then we will wait and see. Taoist Xuanjian stopped speaking. Instead, he glanced around. I saw Jian Wuan. The sound transmission said, check it out. See if there are any abnormal ones among these talents. Jian Wuan nodded when he heard the sound transmission. In an instant, can't help but startled. In mind. I remembered a word from someone. People have different physiques. Jian Wuan frowned tightly. Roar. At this time. In front of Murong Bing, Murong Shui, and Zhang Fan, the giant ape demonic beasts appeared. The giant ape is 3 meters high, with muscles all over his body. See 3 people coming. Roar and growl. With one hand, he uprooted the huge and rough tree beside him, and brandished it as a weapon in his hand. Demonic beasts of the late stage of the refining period. Murong Bing's eyes froze. There was a pink long sword in his hand, and the long sword burst out with red flames, approaching the giant ape vigilantly step by step. Xiaofan, big brother, don't be afraid. I protect you. Murong Shui stood in front of Zhang Fan and spoke. The situation happened suddenly. He was actually teleported to a giant ape habitat. Fortunately, this is just a late-stage demonic beasts of the refining period. Snort. Murong Bing snorted coldly. He glanced over here contemptuously. In just a moment of glance, the giant ape in front moved. Roar. The giant ape roared, and swung the huge tree in its hand in an arc, smashing it towards Murong Bing. Naughty animal. Murong Bing snorted coldly. The sword ray in his hand is brightly lit, and the blazing flames travel on the sword. Cut. Murong Bing shouted loudly. The sword in his hand slashed towards the giant ape. Roar. The giant ape roared. With a height of 3 meters, there is no way to avoid it. He suffered a flaming sword glow. Roar. The giant ape roared in pain, and its figure was a little shaky. It seems that the next second, it will fall to the ground and fall. Open the huge mouth, revealing the sharp fangs. Run all the demon spirit power in your body. The next moment, a ball of ice picks shot out from the giant ape's mouth. And the target was not Murong Bing who was fighting with him, but Zhang Fan who was standing not far away. Zhang Fan's eyes straightened. Pick soft persimmons first. Do you want to pull a cushion when you are dying? Evil beast, dare to hurt my Xiaofan big brother. Murong Shui's eyes were fixed. She held seals with both hands, and muttered something in her mouth. Go. An invisible spirit power. Go towards that ice cone. In an instant, the ice pick turned into a column of water. But this water column still galloped towards Murong Shui. Murong Shui was shocked. Too late to resist. Puff. It was too late to say it, and the water jet hit Murong Shui's body in an instant. The water jet hit Murong Shui's body. Murong Shui's pink girlish skirt was drenched instantly. Let that mountain be seen clearly. The water droplets flowing on the hair, under the sunlight, made Murong Shui look more pure and charming. Ah! Murong Shui exclaimed. Fall backwards. Zhang Fan stretched out his hand quickly. Hold it in your arms. Feeling that she was hugged tightly by the man, Murong Shui's heart was beating wildly, Her face was flushed, and she was wet and blushing. She looked charming and charming. Zhang Fan felt that he was going to get tough. Waste. Zhang Fan was just about to get tough. Say something, I will protect you and so on. I heard it not far away. Murong gave a cold drink. He looked in the direction of Murong Bing. Then he saw Murong Bing's long, straight snow-white legs stepping on the corpse of the giant ape, holding a sword in one hand, and staring at Zhang Fan icily. You let a woman protect you. Zhang Fan, you are really useless. Murong Bing did not hide the disdain in his eyes at all. Zhang Fan didn't pay any attention to Murong Bing at all. Continued to hug Murong Shui. He smiled and said, next time, let me protect you, okay. Murong Shui's cheeks were slightly red. Lian stood up. Who wants your protection? I hate it. That drop of water. There was no harm at all. It's just that the situation is urgent, and I haven't gained a firm foothold for a while. Ha ha ha. A monster core. Got it. At this time, Murong Bing had already decomposed the corpse of the great ape, dug out its monster core, laughed loudly, and put it into the storage bag. Ding! The contractor Murong Bing got the first rank monster core +1, 100 times the return. Congratulations to the host, got the first rank monster core +100. A message appeared in Zhang Fan's mind. Put him in a good mood. Master Zhang, right now, find a safe place for you to stay. If you are free, we sisters will send you some food. Murong Bing put the monster core into the storage bag. Come to Zhang Fan, said to Zhang Fan. What's the meaning? Zhang Fan asked. Means nothing. When I met demonic beasts, I just didn't want a guy with a second-level chi refining stage to drag us back. By the time, my two sisters, not only have to face demonic beasts, I still have to be distracted to protect you. If you can. At that time, I will give you a few monster cores and let you enter the Tianjiao martial arts. Don't worry, Murong Bing said indifferently. That's it, it's to repay the kindness of taking my sister to Xuanyangzong. Heard the words, Murong Shui also nodded. Xiaofan big brother, listen to my sister, you stay in a safe place. The Tianjiao who came to this test are all talented and have backgrounds. It's hard, our sisters must win the top 100 in this trial, so that we can receive the approval of the elders of Wanjianzong, and then we can get more and better resources for cultivation. Zhang Fan heard the words. Puzzled and frowned. Your goal is the top 100. Murong Bing nodded, proudly said, naturally. I want to let those so-called Tianjiao know what the real Tianjiao is. I, Murong Bing, want to tell them that even if my sister and I don't have the slightest background, we are not inferior to them. Top 100. It must be taken. So, Mr. Zhang, there are countless demonic beasts that we are going to face this time. You'd better stay in a safe place. Follow us. It's to die, Murong Bing said indifferently. You were not allowed to come in before forgetting. Murong Shui heard the words. There was a moment of silence. He opened his mouth and said, Sister, then, why don't I protect Mr. Zhang? You go kill demonic beasts and go to Monster Core. Mr. Zhang has kindness to both of us, how can he die here? Murong Bing frowned. If I'm the only one who kills demonic beasts, how can we ensure that both of you and I can enter the top 100? Murong Shui, but, is this what you're going to do? The two girls were about to start arguing. Zhang Fan interjected. What do you mean? The second daughter was taken aback. All eyes were on Zhang Fan. I saw Zhang Fan with his hands behind his back, looking at the sky at 45 degrees, shaking his head and sighing. I have 3 strategies. The 3 of you, me, and her can easily get into the top 10 of this trial. Zhang Fan said lightly, as soon as the words came out. After Murong Shui got the certificate, she looked at Zhang Fan with bright eyes. Xiaofan big brother, what strategy? Murong Bing was also a little excited. What good plan does Mr. Zhang have? Zhang Fan smiled. What's the matter? Don't you dislike me, a waste on the second floor of the chi refining period? I am born to be useful. Useless wood, no matter how suitable it is, it will be useful. Murong Bing smiled sweetly. Mr. Zhang, you and I both came from the same sect, so we should help each other. Zhang Fan nodded. If Murong Bing hadn't said a word just now, he would have abandoned him and left. Zhang Fan really doesn't like this girl anymore. Although this girl is a bit cold-tempered. But don't you still let him find a safe place to stay, and plan to send him food. Can be in one place. As for who Murong Bing and Murong Shui choose, I am dying of laughter, my lord will naturally want them all. 3 strategies, divided into upper, middle and lower strategies. The best strategy is to compete. It's better to snatch the monster cores of other arrogance than to fight to the death with demonic beasts. Zhang Fan said. Words fell. Murong Bing frowned. Is it really okay to snatch the monster cores of other Tianzhao? Isn't this making an enemy for yourself? Make enemies. Who do you know who? Besides, you have to show your face. Don't you use cultivation base to cover up your own breath. Wang Tang's storage ring should have a concealment talisman. Zhang Fan shook his head and said. There are more than 30,000 talismans in Wang Tang's storage ring. Attacking talismans, auxiliary talismans, everything. There are also some life categories. When cooking, throw a talisman into it, which can make the soup delicious and delicious. It is simply a food additive for repairing the immortal world. This kind of food additives not only have the effect of talismans, but also some medicine pills can produce the same effect. Occult. Sticking it on the body can hide all the breath on the body. Including but not limited to cultivation base, appearance. It is a must-have talisman for cultivating immortals, killing people and stealing goods. Wang Tang has a lot of them in his storage ring. Everyone is the pride of the human race. Is this really good? Murong Shui said for a moment. What's wrong? If you don't rob others, can't you just wait for others to rob you? I don't know how much you guys know about this Tianzhao martial arts competition. But someone told me something. Zhang Fan said. What words? The Murong sisters heard it together. The Tianzhao who crawled out of the mountain of corpses and the sea of blood. It's the pride of heaven. Zhang Fan looked at the 2 girls firmly, and couldn't help but move towards the wet Murong Shui. As soon as the words came out, the 2 women, 1 certificate, looked at each other. They all saw the shock in each other's eyes. This word. Isn't it just to say that this time the Tianzhao's martial arts with thousands of people, it is very likely that many people will die. Murong Bing shook his head. Little sister, Mr. Zhang is right, it's natural selection. Cultivation resources are limited, if you don't fight, you will be eliminated. Just snatch their monster core. It's not like killing them. You can also compete with other Tianzhao. Why not do it? Murong Shui nodded when she heard this. Well, listen to my sister. Murong Bing looked at Zhang Fan. Master Zhang. It's a bad idea to snatch other people's monster cores. What is the middle policy, the best policy? Zhang Fan smiled. He opened his mouth and said, the middle strategy is to sneak into the depths of the monster clan. As soon as the words came out, both women had puzzled looks on their faces. Deep, to kill high-rank demonic beasts. What kind of middle strategy is this? It feels worse than the worst. Is this a conspiracy? In the depths of the demon clan, there are powerful demonic beasts everywhere, and at a glance, they are all demonic beasts above 2nd rank. The 2nd rank corresponds to the foundation establishment period of the human race. This is the Yaozu area. It's not uncommon to see even a 9th rank demonic beasts. Rank 9 corresponds to the transcend tribulation period of the human race. Demonic beasts are different from Yaozu. Demonic beasts have wisdom and can communicate. Demonic beasts will kill all creatures that invade their territory. I mean, use high-rank demonic beasts to kill low-rank demonic beasts. Zhang Fan said slowly. We need a lot of animal-inducing talismans. I don't know if the animal-inducing talismans in Wang Tang's storage ring are enough. If it works, massive monster cores can be harvested. Large amount, high-rank monster core. The 3 of us will definitely be a blockbuster. Danger and opportunity coexist, so it is the middle policy. As for you, it seems that the worst policy is better than the best policy, and I define the worst policy as the worst policy because others can also think of the worst policy. As soon as the words came out, Murong Bing and Murong Shui looked at each other again. Good, that's the best strategy, Murong Bing said. Now, he has already leaned towards the middle strategy. Although it's a bit risky, isn't practice just about heaven-defying? As Zhang Fan said, danger and opportunity coexist. The best policy. The corners of Zhang Fan's mouth rose slightly. Kiss me and I'll tell you. Chapter 31. Kiss me and I'll tell you. Zhang Fan pointed to On's cheek and said. You. Snort. When Murong Bing heard this, he was ashamed and angry. He snorted coldly. Ignoring Zhang Fan, he walked forward on his long snow-white legs. In his heart, he was thinking about the feasibility of Zhang Fan's two strategies. Here, Murong Shui saw her sister leave. He hesitated for a moment. Asked Zhang Fan, Xiao Fan big brother, you have no good plan. So are you deliberately annoying my sister like this? Zhang Fan smiled. How come? I must have a third strategy. It's just that if there's no benefit, I won't say it. Why don't you give me a kiss? Murong Shui stomped her feet shyly when she heard this. I'll ignore you. Talking. Turn around. Follow Murong Bing closely. Zhang Fan smiled and walked away. A look of sadness flashed in his eyes. This is the best policy. The best policy is to let the middle policy be implemented by others. Finally, implement the worst policy against this person. Let a person, with a beast-attracting talisman, crazily attract demonic beasts, and finally let many demonic beasts fight each other. After the demonic beasts die, if this person is alive, he will get the monster core, and then implement the next trick to rob this person monster core, or, this person died, Zhang Fan went to collect the medicine pill. This operation, you can only use people. It's not okay to tie a beast charm to the tail of a demonic beast and make the demonic beasts mess around. Otherwise the demonic beasts will be attracted by the beast charm and spin around in circles. You are, what? At this time, in a certain cave. Wang Teng sat on the ground, kicking his legs again and again, staring at the monster in front of him with wide eyes in disbelief. The monster in front of him seemed to be a human being, but how could a human grow red hair? It is said to be a demon clan, but it is the breath of a person. No, it is said to be a human breath, but it is more like a demon clan. Hee, I'm nothing. I am a demon, and I am also a human. Wang Teng was puzzled. Seeing that the other party can communicate normally, I feel relieved. If you don't eat him directly, there will be a turning point. What bullshit. Ever heard of parasitism? Parasitic. Wang Teng was shocked. In my mind, an ancient book I once read appeared. Ancient records. Among the Zerg races among the demon race, there is an upgraded Zerg race called parasites. The moment a parasite is born, it is in the state of a spirit body. It needs to parasitize in the mind of a living being and find a host in order to survive. As the host becomes stronger, the parasite will also become stronger. At the same time, the host can also use the power of the parasite. In other words, as long as you are parasitized by parasites, you are equivalent to having two dantians. But, once parasitized by it, he will take away control of your body, he will get all your memories. You will no longer be you, but a parasite. From now on, you will only be able to live in the depths of divine sense, being a bystander of your own body. And, parasites can leave their hosts at any time and look for the next host. It's so special. According to ancient records, there was a parasite, parasitic on the body of a dragon clan Tianzhou, and the dragon clan directly wiped out the entire Zerg clan. So far, the Zerg, who were originally aloof, are now like rats crossing the street. Even if a bug evolves into a monster race, it will be attacked by other monster races. Parasites, Wang Teng said in shock. Little guy, you still know me. That's easy. Would you like to let me parasitize? The red-haired monster in front of him had a smile on his face. But in Wang Teng's eyes, this smile is extremely eerie. No, I don't want to. Wang Teng shook his head desperately. He has already started to regret spending money to participate in this so-called Tianzhou martial arts. Wouldn't it be better to stay at home and be your own young master? Every day there are maids to serve. Once parasitized. Maid, isn't it the bugs? A lot of good times, he hasn't enjoyed it yet. Wang Teng was distressed. He came here to test this time. Or did he spend money to come here? Don't be so nervous. Since you know about my existence, you should know that I can change hosts at any time. You are only a top-grade fire spiritual roots, I don't even look down on you. If you hadn't been teleported directly into the immortal cave, I would have looked down on you. The red-haired monster spoke. Wang Teng swallowed his saliva. Then, I'll go and abduct a genius to come in. I know a person named Zhang Fan, who has a strong talent and a superb physique. It is a system I have never seen before. He is very handsome, much handsomer than me. Moreover, there is a pair of twin sisters around me, very happy, I am jealous of being so happy. I'm so jealous that I wish I could kill him. Wang Tang originally wanted to push Zhang Fan out. But talking, Wang Tang became excited. Who is he, Wang Tang? Tianzhao, the eldest son of the Wang family. Cultivation family. Wang family, the eldest son. Such a background. He actually lost to Zhang Fan, an unknown pawn, in the Little Xuanyang sect grand competition. Before Wang Tang gave Zhang Fan a storage ring, he wanted to go with Zhang Fan. Did he give in? Yield. Joke. Will Wang Tang give in? He regards Sister Mirong as a taboo. Wang Tang's name is Zhang Fan. Only, I just want to study the special physique that Zhang Fan said. When he lost to Zhang Fan, Wang Tang was just shocked. Khan, isn't it just a competition, what's the big deal? Single quote. Later, every midnight, then he would wake up from the dream. How could he do this? Single quote. Oh, sounds like you hate that. What's it called? Zhang Fan. Well, you hate this Zhang Fan. To tell you the truth. Yes. Wang Tang gritted his teeth and said. Talk to me. It's been a long time, no one has chatted with me for a long time. Curious in the eyes of the red-haired monster, he spoke. Wang Tang heard the words and proved it. This seems to be a bit too much information. Very long time. Has this old monster in front of him lived for a long time? After living for so long, how high is the cultivation base? What about the high cultivation base and parasitic? But under the eaves, I had to bow my head. Maybe if I take good care of this master, maybe I really have a chance to leave this ghostly place. Both make you want to hear it. Then I will speak. I, Wang Xiao, was a man who had heard operas in the Central Plains before. Criticize what that Zhang Fan said, maybe there will be a show. This Zhang Fan, not simple, it's not easy. I have never even seen such a proud man. Wang Tang said excitedly. Oh, the eyes of the red-haired monster shone slightly, and he was interested. Continue talking. Wang Tang nodded. The first time I met him was during the initiation, a disciple of the Xuanyang sect. At that time, he was very handsome, but I am not jealous, because I am Wang Tang. Later, spiritual roots test. I, high-grade fire spiritual roots, have been chosen as sect disciples. His Zhang Fan's spiritual roots are low-grade, considered waste materials, and they are also 5 attribute spiritual roots, waste materials among waste materials. I even ignored this person. Wang Tang gritted his teeth and said. The red-haired old monster thought for a while after hearing the words, the 5 attribute spiritual roots. Yes, 5 attribute waste material spiritual roots. Listen to me, he's definitely not a waste. He is a genius among geniuses. It's just that I like to pretend to be a pig and eat a tiger. You must be patient and listen to me. Wang Tang said anxiously. He was afraid that the other party would give up the idea of parasitic Zhang Fan if he heard that Zhang Fan was a mixed spiritual roots with 5 attributes. Go on. The red-haired old monster nodded and said. Wang Tang continued. Zhang Fan, because of the 5 attribute waste material spiritual roots, did not pass the sect assessment. According to the regulations, he cannot enter sect and become an official disciple of sect, but Mirong Bing Mirong Shui. Well, that is, the pair of twin sisters who are with Zhang Fan now, do you know how beautiful they are? The women I have played with have not 10,000, and there are 3,000, but no woman can compare with them. Then those eyes, those lips, those long. Get to the point. The red-haired old monster interrupted. Wang Tang nodded. The 2 of them strongly demand that sect accept Zhang Fan. Otherwise they wouldn't enter the sect either. The 2 of them are top-quality spiritual roots, and they both shocked the sect leader at the time. The sect leader agreed to the second daughter's request. So, Zhang Fan entered sect. I didn't care about the 2 sisters going back and forth with Zhang Fan. Because I know, it's impossible for these 2 top-quality spiritual roots top-quality women to fall in love with a 5 attribute waste material spiritual roots waste material. Even the first few days of Dabi. There are rumors that Zhang Fan has an unusual relationship with the 2 sisters, and the 2 sisters even gave birth to Zhang Fan's child. I don't even care much. I still thought it was funny at the time. How could 2 top-notch women in top-class spiritual roots fall in love with a waste material without cultivation base? And give him a baby. No cultivation base? The red-haired old monster asked suspiciously. Yes, but that's not the point. The point is that on the day of the big competition, he happened to break through to the first level of the chi refining period, and using the cultivation base on the first level of the chi refining period, he just succeeded in winning the first place in that big competition. Oh, the red-haired old monster was interested, and then? The top 3 in the sect grand competition can participate in the Tianjiao martial arts competition. He got the first place and squeezed my third place into the fourth place. He is a waste of the first floor of the chi refining period, so I naturally refused to accept it. So demand a fair competition with it, Zhang Fan unified. You lost. The red-haired monster's eyes lit up. I lost. Wang Tang nodded. How did you lose? The red-haired old monster asked. Originally, with the strength of the first level of the chi refining stage, I couldn't hurt him at all. Later, I raised my strength to the peak, which is the 10th level of the chi refining stage, and severely injured him with a single sword. The red-haired old monster nodded. Then you should surely win, right? Wang Tang. I thought so too, and later he said that people have different constitutions. The red-haired old monster gave a certificate. People have different physiques. Wang Tang nodded. Yes, people have different constitutions. Red-haired old monster. What happened next? Wang Tang. Then he said that he has a special physique, and he can break through if he wants to break through. The red-haired old monster frowned. If you want to break through, just break through. I do not believe. I don't believe it either. But after Zhang Fan finished saying this, he walked towards me step by step. Taking a step, the breath in his body became stronger. When it's in front of me, then break through to the second floor of the chi refining period. The cultivation base on the second floor of the chi refining period knocked me out of the ring with one punch. Do you think it's strong? Wang Tang said depressedly. The red-haired monster's eyes brightened upon hearing this. People have different constitutions. Really? No. There was no such human race in ancient times. Could it be that after so long, the human race also has an upgraded race, just like him? Why this system? Does it sound more dragon than riding horse dragon? Are you willing? Willing? Can he be willing? How can I be reconciled? If a genius who is at the peak of the chi refining period defeats me, it will be fine, but he is a waste with 5 attributes of spiritual roots defeats me, I can't be reconciled, I wish I could dig my bones and cramps, will its corpse was broken into thousands of pieces. Wang Tang's eyes flashed with hatred. Actually, if Zhang Fan simply defeated him, it would be fine. After all, he underestimated the enemy. At the beginning, he only took a low-grade magical item. In the storage ring, there are also mid-grade magical items, high-grade magical items, and even magic treasures. That failure was due to his underestimation of the enemy. But Zhang Fan absolutely shouldn't go so close to Sister Morong. 2 beautiful sister flowers, with thin waists and wide hips, followed by a man who wouldn't be jealous when they see them. Not to mention, Wang Tang fell in love with the 2 sisters from the first time he saw them. This time Tianjiao will fight. Wang Tang originally thought about entering Demon Valley with Zhang Fan, Morong Bing and Morong Shui. First, take a look at the difference in Zhang Fan's physique. Second, find a chance to kill Zhang Fan. 3. Let's see if we can spend the spring dawn with the 2 sisters. Do you desire power? As long as you put me on your body, you can gain my power. The peak strength of the foundation establishment period. At that time, you will be at the peak of the foundation establishment period, and at the same time, you will be able to use the strength of my peak at the foundation establishment period. You will become the strongest Tianjiao in this Tianjiao martial arts competition, bar none. You will easily crush Zhang Fan. The red-haired old monster said. But don't worry, as long as you crush Zhang Fan, I will parasitize Zhang Fan. In addition, during the period of parasitizing you, you will always control your body. Wang Tang was silent for a long time. Why don't you let me bring Zhang Fan, you directly parasitize Zhang Fan. Red-haired monster. Because I want to see you crush Zhang Fan, it's that simple. Wang Tang hesitated. What if you don't come out by then? What if you don't give me control over your body? Once parasitized, life and death will be under the control of the other party. Although Wang Tang is stupid, he is not stupid. What about the most basic trust between humans and demons? Why don't you believe me? My monster clan is the most trustworthy. The red-haired old monster said. Wong Tang was silent. The red-haired old monster continued. But have you thought about it? Do you have a choice? Or die. Either let me parasitize. There are only two options, isn't it? Wong Tang was silent. Seemingly, this is indeed the truth. He really seems to have no choice. But you don't have to worry, I won't kill you. You are the first person who talked to me so much after I recovered. How can I bear you to die? The red-haired old monster said, step by step towards Wong Tang. Just bear it, I will go in gently, it won't hurt. As long as I enter your body, next, you will gain my strength, and you will see me crush Zhang Fan with your own eyes. The red-haired old monster said. One hand hit Wong Tang on the forehead. Wong Tang passed out directly. The red-haired old monster the next moment also passed out. From the red-haired brow, a green worm sprang out. The worm was in a spirit state, and burrowed into Wong Tang's brow. At this time, Zhang Fan followed behind Murong Bing and Murong Shui. Looking at the wet Murong Shui, he was thoughtful. Feel yourself getting tough, etc. Zhang Fan shouted loudly. Murong Shui and Murong Bing stopped in their tracks. He looked at Zhang Fan suspiciously. Murong Bing asked, what's the matter? Are you going to tell your best plan? Zhang Fan thought it was a little funny. This girl is still thinking of the best strategy. Something is wrong, Zhang Fan said. What's wrong? Murong Shui asked with some doubts. Murong Bing also looked at Zhang Fan. Zhang Fan looked at Murong Shui with a serious expression, and asked, don't you feel uncomfortable? Uncomfortable. Murong Shui was puzzled, and shook her head. No. It shouldn't be. Zhang Fan frowned, pretending to be thoughtful. Master Zhang, please speak up if you have anything to say. Murong Bing asked. Zhang Fan nodded. I read it in ancient books before. A creature called Wandu Ape, with ice attributes, spits ice picks at the mouth, and those who are infected will feel cold all over and have weakness in their limbs. That 10,000 poisonous ape is 3 meters tall, has great strength, and has dark hair all over his body. I doubt. The giant ape we came into contact with just now. It is exactly what is recorded in the ancient book, One Poison Ape. Zhang Fan said earnestly. As soon as this statement came out, Murong Shui was dumbfounded. Murong Bing was a little flustered. Little sister, do you feel uncomfortable anywhere? Do you feel cold all over? Weakness in limbs? Before, when fighting the giant ape. When the giant ape was dying, an ice pick shot towards Zhang Fan. Murong Shui stood in front of Zhang Fan and turned the ice into a water column. The water column is extremely fast. At that time, Murong Shui didn't even have time to dodge, she was directly doused by the water jet, and now she is still wet. Listen to you. It seems that it is a bit cold. Murong Shui said hesitantly, and then suddenly said, yes. When I was hit by the water jet just now, I felt my limbs were weak and my face was hot. Ah, am I poisoned? Murong Shui was shocked. His little face turned pale with fright. He stared, and glanced at On's body in disbelief. A smile flashed across Zhang Fan's eyes. Drenched all over, is it not cold when the wind blows? The cultivation base in the qi refining stage has not yet reached the foundation establishment stage. It is considered a mortal body, and it is normal to feel cold. As for limb weakness, probably because of being hugged by Zhang Fan. That's broken. Zhang Fan frowned with a serious expression. Quick, find a safe place to heal. Shui, little sister, this poison must not be delayed. Fortunately, I discovered it early. If it is an hour later, the poison will probably invade the body, and then your whole body will rot and die. Murong Shui's face turned pale with fright. Ah. Murong Bing also swallowed in surprise. So serious. More than that, Zhang Fan said earnestly. The poison of the 10,000 poison ape is so special. First, your limbs were weak and your whole body was cold, and then you recovered as before, as if you were not poisoned. But the toxins have already begun to swim in your body, ready to penetrate into the internal organs, 8 extraordinary meridians. Find a safe place, Zhang Fan said excitedly. Murong Shui's little face turned pale again with fright. Seeing little sister's pale face, Murong Bing also panicked. The shaking made Murong Bing at a loss. Then, his eyes lit up, and he said anxiously, there is a cave not far from the giant ape's corpse, which should be the territory of the giant ape. Once the giant ape dies, it must be safe inside. Little sister, let's go. Talking, Murong Bing pulled Murong Shui, ready to go to the cave she mentioned. Wait, Zhang Fan hastily interrupted. Master Zhang, can we talk about it when we get to the place? Murong Bing said anxiously. Zhang Fan, this poison cannot be active, otherwise it will accelerate the onset of the poison. Murong Bing nodded repeatedly upon hearing this. Little sister, I'll carry you, hurry up. As Murong Bing said, he bent down. Prepare to carry Murong Shui on his back. Zhang Fan said again, you can't. Now you are the most powerful existence among the three of us. If you encounter demonic beasts on the way, you still have to fight and fight. Let me do it. When Murong Shui heard this, that little face that was originally pale with fright miraculously turned rosy. Murong Bing nodded. Thanks for your hard work, Mr. Zhang. Zhang Fan nodded solemnly. Shui, little sister, is also injured because of me, no hard work. Zhang Fan said, without thinking, immediately picked up the wet princess Murong Shui. It's very light. Murong Shui's face turned red. She felt her face was hot and her whole body was weak. She swallowed. I feel like I have no strength. Zhang Fan nodded. It's okay, it's normal, everything is up to me. Talking, Zhang Fan no longer hesitated, hugged Murong Shui, and headed towards the cave. Soon, then saw the corpse of the giant ape. At this time, it was only about 10 minutes away from the giant ape death, so the smell emanating from its body did not arouse the surrounding demonic beasts. Not far away is a cave. At this time, Zhang Fan has changed from being a princess to carrying a daughter-in-law. To be honest, it was really unexpected. Inside the cave. Empty. It seemed that the great ape lived alone, a single ape. Seeing that there were no demonic beasts inside, Murong Bing breathed a sigh of relief. Actually is not worried that the demonic beasts will be strong, but just worried that the demonic beasts will hurt Murong Shui. After all, the poison on Murong Shui's body now makes Murong Shui unable to move, and the toxin in the body will spread faster when she moves. Listen, it sounds scary. Mr. Zhang, have you seen how to cure this poison in the ancient books? Murong Bing asked. Zhang Fan nodded. Yes. You need to find 10 different herbal medicines from a 1,000-meter high mountain, facing the sun, and take a bath with a man for an hour. Once a day, the poison in your body can be dissipated after 3 days. What? Murong Bing was ashamed and angry when he heard the words, taking a bath with a man. Master Zhang, do you know what you are talking about? This world, how can there be such an interpretation? Murong Bing was furious. Looking at Murong Shui, who was standing aside with reddish cheeks, she couldn't help being angry and somewhat puzzled. His face was rosy, and he didn't look like he was poisoned. It's more like a spring look. Murong Bing frowned. The slight change in his attitude towards Zhang Fan disappeared invisibly. Especially, thinking, the matter of Murong Shui's poisoning was brought up by Zhang Fan, and Murong Bing became even more convinced that it was Zhang Fan's nonsense. Binger, little sister, this is because your knowledge is shallow. Low knowledge. Then you have to explain it to me well. If you can't convince me, HMPH, this girl will chop up your lower body and feed it to the dogs. Murong Bing stared at Zhang Fan firmly, and said coldly. Feeling Murong Bing's icy gaze, Zhang Fan shivered. This girl is really hot-tempered. Binger, little sister, this poison is the poison of the 10,000 poisonous apes, also known as the yin and yang poison. This is yin and yang poison, but there are some explanations. Men belong to yang. When a man is poisoned, yang energy will be produced out of thin air in the body. Yang belongs to fire, so if there is too much yang energy, a raging flame will ignite in the body. If it is not dealt with in time, the internal organs of the poisoned man will be burned first, and then the body surface. Layers upon layers of burning until the outside of this person is tender and the inside is scorched. It is too horrible to look dead. Women belong to yin. Therefore, the reaction after poisoning is the opposite. When a woman is poisoned, yin qi will appear out of thin air in her body. Yin qi is ice. If it is caused by it, her limbs will feel weak and her body will be in a daze. If she is not treated in time, the poisoned woman's internal organs will be frozen into ice. It will be broken when touched, and the body will die. It is extremely tragic. Zhang Fan is righteous. He looked at Murong Bing earnestly and said, this treatment method is different for men and women. The yang energy in the man's body is too strong, so he needs to take a bath with the woman for about an hour in a pool filled with 10 kinds of medicinal herbs that grow in the shade, once a day for 3 days. Women are yin, and medicinal herbs grown in shady areas are yin. The water in this pool needs ice water. The 3 yins gather together to get rid of the poison. Women are the opposite, Zhang Fan said to Murong Bing seriously. Murong Bing heard the words. There was silence. Zhang Fan's words. That said, it seems to make sense. The opposite is true for women. Isn't that just a man who takes a bath in a pool for 3 days to detoxify? You didn't lie to me. Murong Bing looked at Zhang Fan suspiciously. Why did I lie to you? Zhang Fan said he was innocent. Are you sure you didn't use rhetoric to deceive my sister and let someone else take a bath with my little sister? Murong Bing fixed Zhang Fan's eyes. Zhang Fan heard the words. Shake your head. But in his heart, he sighed. He was discovered by the other party. Zhang Fan shook his head. It is recorded in this ancient book that if I take a bath with a poisoned person, I will also be infected with the poison of the poisonous ape. But, for Cher little sister, I do. Zhang Fan said righteously. Murong Shui was moved. Zhang Fan big brother. Zhang Fan stretched out his hand, interrupted Murong Shui, and said righteously, Shui little sister, you were injured and poisoned because of me, I am willing to bear this poison together with you. Even if you die, I don't hesitate to do anything. What Zhang Fan said was just words. That is called a high sounding. Like a teacher of justice. Like the most stalwart man in the world. Yes, in Murong Shui's eyes, Zhang Fan at this moment is radiating light. Only, Murong Bing was still skeptical. Especially the more righteous Zhang Fan said, the more suspicious Murong Bing was. Murong Bing asked again in doubt, is that really the case? Why does my sixth sense tell me that you are deceiving me? Zhang Fan hasn't opened his mouth to explain yet. Murong Shui on the side directly retorted, Sister, how can you treat a gentleman with such a villainous heart? I am poisoned in my body right now. Mr. Zhang is willing to take the risk of being poisoned for me, and also for me healing. How can you treat my benefactor like this? Sister, you have changed. This, Murong Bing was stunned speechless. But he still gave Zhang Fan a fierce look. You wait for me. I'm going to find 10 sunrise herbs, as well as wooden barrels and water. If you let me know that you are lying to me, you are dead. Murong Bing said. He also glanced under Zhang Fan. Then turned away. Zhang Fan shook his head. Looking at Murong Shui. Shui little sister, are you cold? Murong Shui nodded. Her face was a little ugly, cold. Zhang Fan sighed. It's all my fault. It's all my fault for not being strong enough to protect you well. It's all my fault. It's all my fault. Zhang Fan looked at Murong Shui with twinkling eyes, and said seriously. Stretch out your hand, and you will slap yourself in the face. Murong Shui quickly grabbed Zhang Fan's hand. Zhang Fan big brother, I don't blame you, I underestimated the enemy. You've done enough, good enough. If there was not you. I didn't even know that I had been poisoned. I'm afraid I would die in a few days. Murong Shui stared into Zhang Fan's eyes and said. That's it. Zhang Fan looked at Murong Shui. Murong Shui looked at Zhang Fan. The two are too close. After watching it for a long time, Zhang Fan asked, Shui little sister, are you cold? Murong Shui's cheeks were slightly red. Yes, a little bit. Zhang Fan nodded. Let me hug you and try my best to relieve your pain. No. No way. Murong Shui shook her head. I still have the venom spit out by the 10,000 poisonous ape on my body. It hasn't dried up yet. If you hug me, you will be poisoned too. Zhang Fan was moved. This girl actually still thinks about him now. I really shouldn't have lied to her. When I find a chance, I will give you the heavenly order cultivation technique. No, you were poisoned because of me. For you, I would do anything. Zhang Fan looked at Murong Shui affectionately. Without waiting for Murong Shui's reaction. Stretching out his hand, he hugged the wet Murong Shui tightly in his arms. Murong Shui blushed. Master, as you said, I have come to this Tianjiao Huiwu in this place of trial. Now tell me how to become stronger. I want to become stronger. On the top of a mountain, Lin Feiyu looked into the distance and muttered to himself. Words fell. The necklace on Lin Feiyu's neck shone brightly. A hoarse voice sounded next to Lin Feiyu's ear. Boy, do you desire power so much? Do you want to become stronger so much? I can teach you how to become stronger, but by any means. Once you learn it, you will embark on this path. There is no return, and there is no turning back from now on. Are you really willing? Lin Feiyu gritted his teeth. Master, you are enough. This is the 300th time you have asked me this question. I have already answered enough. You don't understand at all. What does it feel like for a genius who has always been highly praised to suddenly become a waste like a street mouse? Trash, I don't want to be a day. Being a waste, even your parents and your closest relatives will give you supercilious looks. That time, the whole world seems to be gray and white. Life is boring, I just want to die. I've had enough. Tell me how to become stronger quickly. I want to trample all those who look down on me. Tear them up, chop them up and feed them to the dogs. Lin Feiyu roared. The voice in the necklace sounded again. My method of becoming stronger, even if it costs your parents' lives, are you willing? Lin Feiyu's eyes were fixed, his expression painful, as if recalling something from the past. His face still showed a firm expression. Even if the whole world is destroyed, as long as I can become stronger, I will not hesitate. The voice in the necklace was excited. Good, good, good. As expected of a born demon bone. As expected of the person I fancy. Boy, listen, from today onwards, you are no longer a human, but a demon. You were born with a demon bone, and you were born a demon. Being a human is not as easy as being a demon. I will teach you the magic devouring skill today. Swallowing magic is a top-grade cultivation technique created by ancient demon gods. It can absorb other people's blood essence and turn it into one's own cultivation base. The cultivation speed is extremely fast. This is also the reason why I let me participate in the Tianjiao martial arts competition and get close to these Tianjiao. The voice fell. Lin Feiyu noticed it. In my mind, there is a strange cultivation technique, swallowing magic technique. Lin Feiyu scanned the cultivation technique in his mind. Eyes sparkle. Devour other people's blood essence and practice. The higher the other's cultivation base, the faster the cultivation base grows, and you can get the talent supernatural power of others. This way, in front of such horror, Lin Feiyu was excited. Looking down at the top of the mountain, a group of people who were fighting demonic beasts raised their mouths. Tianjiao. It's all my food. I can sacrifice for my becoming stronger. You guys should be honored. Lin Feiyu stared at the Tianjiao at the foot of the mountain, who was fighting with the demonic beasts. After a stick of incense, at the foot of the mountain, there are a few more piles of bones. Flame fist. In the jungle, a young man ignited a flame in his hand and threw it at the giant wolf in front of him. A punch fell. The giant wolf fell to the ground in an instant. Senior brother Long Hao is so strong. Senior brother Long Hao is one of the few cultivators of the foundation establishment phase in this Tianjiao martial arts competition. Following senior brother Long Hao in this trial, we will definitely be able to enter the top 10. Senior brother Long Hao is great. Following senior brother Long Hao is the most correct choice in this life. That's right, senior brother Long Hao is not only handsome, but also the eldest son of the Long family of the Dongfang immortal cultivation family. It is said that this Long family, in ancient times, was the existence that controlled real dragons. Senior brother Long Hao, you should be the #1 pride in the entire East. With one punch, the boy easily killed the giant wolf in front of him. It attracted praise from the cultivators around. Cultivator around teenagers. All female cultivators. All of them, female cultivator. Dozens of people. This boy's name is Long Hao. From the Eastern Immortal Cultivation family, the Long family. This Long family is now second only to the Lin family. It's just that the Dongfang Long family is only a collateral branch of the Central Plains Long family. The strength of the Long family is not inferior to the Dongfang Lin family, even worse. Especially according to rumors, this dragon family used to control the existence of the real dragon. Dragon family, there's a real dragon, bloodline, for everyone. It can't be said that it is not powerful. Perhaps, it is precisely because of the real dragon bloodline that everyone in the Long family is lewd and lustful, so Long Hao is surrounded by so many women. Although these women have different postures, some are beautiful and overwhelmed, and some are ugly and can't eat for 3 days, but Long Hao is not picky about food and will not refuse anyone who comes. Everyone. With me, Long Hao, in this trial, you will definitely be able to enter the top 100. Long Hao said confidently. Words fell. There was a female cultivator with a smile on her face, who came and hugged Long Hao tightly from behind, stroking Long Hao's chest with both hands. Long Hao, big brother, you take us into the top 100, what should I do? Thank you. See this. The other 9 female cultivators also came to Long Hao one after another. Up and down began to pet Long Hao. Long Hao, big brother, I can only promise you with your body. Feel the touch of the women. Long Hao felt hot all over. Beastly. Get ready, compete with the girls, and talk about the philosophy of life. At this time, Long Hao frowned. Suddenly, a man appeared in front of him. The man looked at Long Hao playfully. The girls were shocked. Backed up behind Long Hao again and again. Long Hao was shocked. Who are you? The man smiled. My name is Wang Tang. Let me ask you, have you ever seen a man named Zhang Fan? Long Hao frowned when he heard this, and then relaxed. Ha ha ha, you are the only Wang Tang who spent money to buy a place in this Tianjiao martial arts competition. Wang Tang from the Immortal Cultivation family. The richest Wang Tang in the entire Eastern Shu Immortal World Tang. Wang Tang nodded. Have you heard my story? Long Hao laughed loudly. Since you are here, then leave your storage ring behind. Don't force me to do it, or you will die ugly. Wang Tang shook his head. It's boring. Have you ever met Zhang Fan? Long Hao was puzzled. What Zhang Fan? Wang Tang shook his head here. It seems that you haven't seen it before. Talking. Wang Tang was about to leave. Long Hao frowned, and flames ignited in his hands. How dare you ignore me? Die. Long Hao shouted loudly. There are flames of gas in his hand. The flames are bright. Run the spirit power in his feet, and shoot towards Wang Tang, preparing to solve Wang Tang in a circle. Idiot stuff. Wang Tang snorted coldly, flipping his hand. A powerful flame shot towards Long Hao. Boom. The huge flame hit Long Hao's body heavily. Long Hao was hit hard by the flame. Spitting out a mouthful of blood, he flew backwards for a few meters, clutching his chest, and looked at Wang Tang in disbelief. You, the peak of the Foundation establishment period. How can it be? How did you reach the peak of the Foundation establishment period? No, wrong. Even at the peak of the Foundation establishment period, how could you break through my defensive magical item and hurt me directly? This is absolutely impossible. Long Hao was a little crazy. He carries dozens of top-tier defensive magical items, which can withstand the full blows of dozens of peak cultivators in the Foundation establishment period. More with magic treasures. Even if it is a gold core middle stage cultivator, it is absolutely impossible to hurt him. The other party, how could? Wang Tang sneered. Now, you can tell me, have you met Zhang Fan? Long Hao frowned. Who is Zhang Fan? I have never heard of it, but I am willing to help you find it. Wang Tang shook his head. Since you don't know Zhang Fan, then you have no use value. Go to hell. Take it as the price for offending me. Talking. Wang Tang was about to make a move. Long Hao was shocked, and said again and again, stop, me. I'm useful. These women, I can give you all of them. As soon as these words came out, all the female cultivators present turned pale. Long Hao continued to say anxiously, these are all top quality women, all of them are extremely lubricated, beautiful, and charming. You will never regret playing with them. I am willing to give them all to you. Wang Tang looked at the girls, all of them had long noses and squinted eyes, but they couldn't be called beautiful. Wang Tang was silent. What kind of aesthetics is this in front of this? Look at the Murong Bing and Murong Shui twins in Wang Tang's memory. That is the beauty of the country and the city, close the moon and shame the flowers, okay. Yes, now it is not Wang Tang himself who controls Wang Tang's body, but the parasites of the monster clan. Trash, go to hell. Wang Tang stretched out his hand, ready to slap Long Hao to death in front of him. You can't kill me. I am Long Hao, I am the eldest son of the Long family. If you kill me, the Long family will not let you go. Long Hao said in a panic. Wang Tang's certificate. The movement of the hands stopped. Long family. Is that the Long family? Wang Tang asked. Long Hao's eyes flashed with joy, and he nodded again and again. Yes, it's the Long family. Is it that, the Long family who could control the dragons in the sky in ancient times? Wang Tang asked. Long Hao nodded desperately. Yes, yes. It's the Long family. Wang Tang smiled. It's kind of interesting. I didn't expect to meet a human race with a dragon race bloodline just after I came out. Come on, let go of your heart, let me plant the mark of a slave, you can live. Long Hao was startled. Servant mark, how can it be? Isn't this kind of evil thing already lost in ancient times? What happened to Wang Tang in front of him? This is impossible, absolutely impossible. What, you don't want to? Wang Tang frowned and looked at Long Hao. Long Hao was shocked, and said again and again, I am willing to be your slave. As he said that, he relaxed his mind. Wang Tang was overjoyed. With the hand seals in his hand, the power of Allah was injected into Long Hao's divine sense C. Long Hao only felt that the lifeline of own was grasped by the opponent. The other party only needs one thought to deprive him of his life. Long Hao swallowed, looking at Wang Tang in disbelief. He didn't understand why Wang Tang in front of him knew such an ancient secret method. Go and help me find a man named Zhang Fan. After it's done, there are still 10 more of this medicine pill. As Wang Tang said, he threw out a medicine pill that exudes fragrance. Long Hao took over the medicine pill. His eyes showed horror again. This turned out to be Bloodline Dan. Bloodline Dan. It has disappeared since ancient times. The function of the bloodline pill is to stimulate the power of the bloodline in the living being, and let the bloodline in the living being rent back. Because of the loss of bloodline Dan, their human beings with demonic beasts' bloodline became real human beings. Otherwise, they are monster races. Or, it is called the human race with the bloodline of the demon race. In short, if bloodline Dan is not lost, his Long family will be the most powerful family in this human race, bar none. Who is he? Who is Zhang Fan he is looking for? Poisoned. Humph, Zhang Fan, if you let me know that you are lying to me, you will die. On the top of a mountain, Murong Bing snorted coldly. Looking for the river. The herbs have been picked, and now there is a lack of water for the two of them to take a bath. Ah, at this moment, dozens of giant wolves suddenly appeared in front of Murong Bing. Roaring and roaring, as if telling Murong Bing that this is their territory. Snort. Beast things, my mother is so worried that she has nowhere to vent her anger. Murong Bing snorted coldly. The long sword was sacrificed in his hand, the long sword ray was brightly lit, and clusters of flames surrounded the long sword. Cut! Murong Bing shouted loudly. The long sword in his hand burst out with a flaming sword light, and shot towards a giant wolf in front of him. The giant wolf fell to the ground out of thin air. The death is miserable. Cut! Another sword slashed down, and another giant wolf fell to the ground and died. I will die to my mother. Murong Bing roared angrily, swung the long sword in his hand continuously, and the spiritual chi in his body seemed to be endless, leaning towards these giant wolves. A moment of effort. Only one was left, the leading giant wolf. This giant wolf is the leader wolf, extremely cunning. When it started to fight, it roared and let the little boy charge towards Murong Bing, while he stepped back a few steps. Far away from Murong Bing. Only then did he survive Murong Bing's wave of attacks. Ah, the leading giant wolf saw all the surrounding partners die. He directly lost all his combat power. Oh wow, turn around and run away. Escape, cunning Zhang Fan, where are you running away? Murong Bing shouted angrily, raised his sword, and chased after him. She regards this giant wolf as Zhang Fan. It's even more exciting to kill like this. An hour has passed. Murong Bing chased from one mountaintop to another mountaintop, and from this mountaintop to another mountaintop. Seeing Murong Bing chasing the giant wolf, the surrounding demonic beasts roared and wanted to attack Murong Bing. But he was killed by Murong Bing directly with a sword. Keep chasing the giant wolf. She wants to play, Zhang Fan, in the palm of her hand. Chased dozens of hills, directly exhausted the giant wolf and collapsed to the ground. Run, Zhang Fan, keep running. Why don't you run away? Murong Bing said out of breath, chest ups and downs, but no one appreciated it. Murong Bing was taken aback. She feels that the spiritual chi here seems to be a little different. A little, full-bodied. Standing on the top of the mountain, you can see a lake not far away. The lake was unusually calm. In the center of the lake, there is a towering tree. The leaves of the tree show crimson, which looks really beautiful. Murong Bing had never seen this thing before, but her intuition told her that this is a baby. Murong Bing ignored the giant wolf and headed straight for the lake. What a strong spiritual chi. As he approached the lake, Murong Bing frowned, feeling the strong spiritual chi around him. Murong Bing frowned. Murong Bing's heart was beating wildly. Could it be that this is a lake of spiritual water? Murong Bing's heart beat wildly. This is the outskirts of the Northland continent. How could there be a Lingshui lake? It's so big. Here, there must be powerful demonic beasts. Murong Bing was excited. Lingquan water is a good thing. Spiritual spring water is formed by condensing the spiritual chi of heaven and earth into water droplets. A drop of water can be worth a few days of practice. If you take a bath with this water, you can wash the sutras and cut the marrow, so that the 8 extraordinary meridians can flow unimpeded. Even if you don't meditate in the future, you can also absorb the spiritual chi of the surrounding world when you lie down and sleep. But Murong Bing was a little hesitant. This kind of natural practice resort. There are definitely demonic beasts haunting it. Once close, it is very likely to be eaten alive. She is 100% powerless. Only, do you really want to give up? Facing the opportunity, do you really want to retreat? No, this kind of thing, even if you miss it, you will never see it again. I'm just going to get some water, so I shouldn't disturb the demonic beasts inside. Murong Bing's heart was beating wildly. Wealth are sought in insurance. Once successful, the road to practice in the future will be 100 times smoother. Such an opportunity must not be missed, even if there is only 1/10,000th chance of survival. Murong Bing feels that he has to gamble once. Plop, plop, plop. Murong Bing's heart was beating wildly. In the storage ring, which medicine pill bottle contains medicine pill, pour out all the medicine pill inside. Start watering. It took about half an hour to fill it. Fill all 500 medicine pill bottles. For half an hour, nothing unusual happened. Murong Bing turned to relax. Perhaps, this Lingshui lake is really an unowned land. Or, as long as you don't get close to the red tree in the center of the lake, you shouldn't disturb the mighty demonic beasts in the lake. Or, Murong Bing looked at the spiritual chi-rich Lingshui lake in front of him. Grit your teeth. Made up my mind. Slowly take off the clothes, revealing a flawless and impeccable figure. She wants to take a bath. She wants to use this spiritual water to take a bath. If successful, her future practice speed will increase exponentially. Share little sister, how do you feel now? At this time, Zhang Fan hugged Murong Shui tightly, feeling the soft body. Zhang Fan often took a deep breath. It doesn't feel so cold anymore, but I have no strength. Xiao Fan big brother, why are you so hot? Ah. Yes, is it poisoned? It's all my fault. Murong Shui was startled, feeling Zhang Fan's hot body. She couldn't help blaming herself, with tears in her eyes. Zhang Fan shook his head. For you, I would do anything. Murong Shui bit her lips reproachfully. Xiao Fan is big brother. Zhang Fan shook his head here. Hurry up, hold me tight. The tighter you hold me, the yin energy on your body will enter my body, and the poison in my body will dissipate somewhat. Murong Shui hummed softly, and her whole body was tightly attached to Zhang Fan. Feeling Murong Shui's pair of spherical objects sticking to On's body, extremely soft, Zhang Fan was excited, only felt that there were more toxins in his body, and the evil fire was a bit uncontrollable. Moment. Zhang Xiaofan stood up. Ah! Murong Shui exclaimed, and looked at Zhang Fan with blushing cheeks, but she didn't push him away, instead she became even more powerless. Xiao Fan big brother, I can't do it anymore, I feel like I'm tired all over. Strength. This poison is so powerful, Murong Shui said in a weak voice. Zhang Fan nodded. Yes, it's amazing. Murong Shui exclaimed here. Ah, you have a nosebleed. Zhang Fan wiped his nose. Oh, this poison is too powerful. Murong Shui heard the words. Shocked, pushing Zhang Fan away again and again. You don't hold me anymore, the poison on your body will become heavier. Zhang Fan shook his head, pulling Murong Shui into his arms. hugging Murong Shui tightly again. If you don't hug me, without your yin qi to coordinate, my body will probably be on fire soon. Moreover, you will also be full of yin qi, and you will die of cold. Zhang Fan said earnestly. Murong Shui, who was lying in Zhang Fan's arms, turned pale with shock. Ah. Xiao Fan, big brother, what should we do now? Zhang Fan looked serious. I can't wait any longer. I have to take a shower immediately. In this way, the toxin will diffuse into the water, and under the coordination of yin and yang, you and I can dissipate part of the toxin. If we keep hugging like this, both of us will be in danger. Murong Shui blushed when she heard this, but her eyes still flashed with determination. Well, I must take a bath immediately. But there is no wooden barrel for bathing, what should I do? Murong Shiqi questioned. Easy. Zhang Fan came to an open space. Stretched. He made a fist. Take a long breath. One punch above the open space. Boom. There was a loud noise, and the Buddha dust was flying. After the dust dissipated, a deep pit with a depth of more than 1 meter and a length and width of about half a meter appeared in the area where Zhang Fan fell. Zhang Fan smiled. There is a pit for bathing. Murong Shui was shocked. Xiao Fan, big brother, how can you be so powerful? Zhang Fan shook his head. This is because of excess yang energy in my body. You are weak from poisoning, but I am exhausted from being poisoned. Murong Shui nodded suddenly. It turned out to be like this. Zhang Fan continued. Then just throw a water attribute talisman. Talking. Zhang Fan held the opponent's hand. Murong Shui's cheeks were slightly red. Zhang Fan smiled, and took out a water attribute talisman from the opponent's storage ring, which was still in the pit. The water attribute talisman burned, and water began to emerge from the pit. Water is kind of icy. As Zhang Fan said, he took out the fire attribute talisman and threw it into the pit. The temperature of the water in the pit gradually began to warm up. Share, little sister, take off your clothes. Zhang Fan was talking. He took off his own coat, revealing the masculine copper-colored 8-pack abs. Murong Shui just glanced at it. Her face was ashamed as if water was dripping out. Still, do you still want to take off your clothes? Murong Shui's voice was so low that the little Zhang Fan almost didn't hear it. Need. The surface of the skin must be in contact with water, otherwise the poison cannot be released. Shui, little sister, hurry up, I'm hot all over now, I can't stand it anymore. I see, you have a nosebleed again. Murong Shui was a little hesitant now. Because she feels that she has some strength now. Zhang Fan in front of him, isn't he lying to her? Murong Shui gritted her teeth, but she obediently took off the clothes on her body slowly. She didn't dare to gamble. If she lost the bet, she would die. I saw Murong Shui slowly take off the pink clothes on her body. Her snow-white skin looked extremely pink and smooth at the moment. It faded down, revealing her pink belly band. Murong Shui shyly covered her chest with her hands. Her cheeks were blushing endlessly. This kind of poison is very strong, so strong that it has already affected Zhang Fan's mind. Zhang Fan, who was hot all over, with the evil fire raging in his body, couldn't bear it anymore, rushed up and hugged Murong Shui. Jump into the pool. Surprised, Murong Shui let out an exclamation. As soon as she entered the pool, Murong Shui felt warm all over her body. At this point, it was almost evening. The sun was about to set, and in the depths of the cave, the light was dim, but Zhang Fan's eyes widened, which did not affect Murong Shui's ultimate figure in the slightest. Xiao Fan, big brother, the bath is a bit small. Can you not get too close to me? No, Zhang Fan shook his head. I have to rely on you. Murong Shui was puzzled. Why? For this poison, two people must embrace each other to reconcile yin and yang, and we don't add medicinal materials in this pool, so we must hug each other tightly to solve this poison. Zhang Fan said earnestly. Murong Shui was a little ashamed and annoyed. Although she is simple, a little dull, but now she has realized that Zhang Fan is probably taking advantage of her. Feeling the temperature of the warm water, coupled with Zhang Fan's hot body, Murong Shui only felt that she was too shy to contain herself. She lowered her head, wanting to bury it. Zhang Fan looked at Murong Shui, who seemed to have red cheeks, and the warmth of the other party came from his hands. Zhang Fan was ready to do something. At this moment, suddenly, a voice came to mind. Contractor Murong Bing, obtained 9th grade spiritual water plus 5,000 milliliters. 100 times return. Congratulations to the host, you have obtained 3rd rank immortal liquid plus 500 milliliters. 3rd rank immortal liquid, the liquid formed by the condensed spirit of immortal spiritual chi. The current host cultivation base cannot be taken directly, a drop of it can have a miraculous effect when bathing, do not use too much, the bather will explode if used too much and die. Zhang Fan frowned. Murong Bing. He actually found the legendary spirit water. And it's the highest level of 9th grade spirit water. And it's still 500 milliliters. How can it be? How could there be 9th grade spirit water in such a remote place? After the spiritual water was returned 100 times by the system, he actually got the fairy liquid. 3rd rank fairy liquid. It works wonders when taking a bath. And now, he is bathing with Murong Shui. His sister Murong Bing provided him with the fairy liquid. Could it be that sisters are united? There is a destiny in the dark. Zhang Fan is overjoyed. It must be a waste to use this thing on him. If it is used on the contractor Murong Bing or the contractor Murong Shui, it will be returned 100-fold. System, take a drop. Without thinking, Zhang Fan immediately spoke to the system in his heart. When Murong Shui gains power, he can choose whether to extract it or not. In this case, naturally, the higher the strength, the better. The next moment, Murong Shui gave a soft hum and stared at Zhang Fan with wide eyes in disbelief. Xiao Fan big brother, why do I feel that the water in this pool is a bit different? Murong Shui breathed a little while speaking. It's exciting. Because at this moment, Murong Shui felt that the spiritual qi contained in the water suddenly became richer, so rich that it was frighteningly rich, so rich that just one breath was worth a few days of practice. Let me think. Zhang Fan nodded respectfully, stared down at Murong Shui and began to think. Murong Shui blinked her eyes, just looking at Zhang Fan. He didn't notice where Zhang Fan's eyes were looking at. In Murong Shui's eyes, Zhang Fan is a man of knowledge and talent. I see, Zhang Fan said excitedly. What's wrong? Murong Shui's breathing is a little panting at the moment, the spiritual qi in the water is continuously rushing towards her body, causing the spiritual qi all over her body to roll. This is a sign of a breakthrough. How do you feel now? Is your body still cold? No. It's hot, very hot. Murong Shui said. At this time, she was very puzzled. Isn't he poisoned? Why do you feel dry and hot? Could it be that Zhang Fan big brother lied to himself, deliberately said that he was poisoned, and then took a bath with him to take advantage of him? That's right, Zhang Fan said excitedly. Do you know Tai Chi 8 trigrams yin and yang? No, I don't know. Murong Shui shook her head. Zhang Fan continued. Demons are divided into male and female, and people are divided into male and female. Everything in this world is divided into yin and yang, and its yin and yang are different. I read it in an ancient book. We humans only need to find the opposite gender that matches our attributes and bathe with it. Yin and yang can complement each other. Let this yin and yang qi circulate in the bathing water, and then, can change the water quality. To put it simply, as long as a natural pair bathes together, the bathing water can be changed. But, although we are made for each other, but if you take a bath directly, it will not change the water quality. We would also like to thank the 10,000 poison ape for its extreme poison, which makes the yin and yang in the water work. We are a blessing in disguise. Zhang Fan said excitedly. Murong Shui was shocked. We are a match made in heaven. Zhang Fan nodded seriously. Yes. Match made in heaven. Yin and yang intersect. Change water quality. The yin and yang in the water are made to work because of the poisonous ape. Is it because we are a natural couple that change the water quality? So, Zhang Fan big brother didn't lie to me, he didn't just want to take advantage of me, but I was really poisoned. So, I and Zhang Fan big brother, are a match made in heaven. Plop, plop, plop. Murong Shui's heart was beating wildly. Cheeks blushed. My brain went blank. I don't know if it's because of the temperature of the bath water, or because of Zhang Xiaofan. Anyway, Zhang Fan thought it was because Zhang Xiaofan was causing trouble. After all, he kept poking Murong Xiaoshui. Share little sister. I seem to have a very clear mind now. I seem to have an epiphany. Zhang Fan said excitedly. The records in the ancient books are true. As long as you are born to take a bath together, you will be able to understand the cultivation technique. Mirong Shui's eyes widened when she heard this. She looked at Zhang Fan in disbelief, and swallowed. What cultivation technique? Zhang Fan, I don't know, it looks like a heaven-level cultivation technique. Mirong Shui's eyes widened. Heaven-level cultivation technique. Zhang Fan nodded. The spiritual qi in your body is extremely strong now, and with the cultivation technique I have learned, you should be able to directly sprint to the foundation establishment stage from the 10th floor of the qi refining stage. It's not too late. I'll pass it on to you. Mirong Shui's eyes brightened, and she hurriedly asked, why, how to teach it? Zhang Fan was silent. Teaching, the way of teaching is a bit different. Mirong Shui hurriedly said. Xiaofan big brother, hurry up, don't hesitate, now the spiritual qi in the water is constantly rushing towards my body, if I don't practice, I feel like I'm going to explode. Zhang Fan nodded. Hold on. Wu. Mirong Shui was about to say something just now. I felt that own mouth was blocked. Mirong Shui's eyes widened. Swaying all over, his hands patted Zhang Fan's back in a panic. But feeling the strange movement in her mouth, Mirong Shui only felt numb all over and her limbs were weak. Mirong Shui turned pale with shock. Not good. I have been poisoned more deeply. Just about to use all his strength to push Zhang Fan away. In mind, a series of fonts were added, with nearly 1,000 characters in eloquence. There are more than 1,000 characters, and at the very front, there are 4 big characters written, the greatest kindness is like water. God, heaven-level cultivation technique. Mirong Shui's eyes widened. Looking at the information in your head in disbelief. It's really a heaven-level cultivation technique. Zhang Fan big brother has really comprehended the heaven-rank cultivation technique. Moreover, this cultivation technique fits so well with me, as if it was tailor-made for me. In an instant, this so-called heavenly order cultivation technique will start to work on its own. Mirong Shui then also closed her eyes. Entered the state of practice. Zhang Fan blinked his mouth, with some aftertaste. Lian got up and exited the bath. Now Mirong Shui is cultivating, so she can't be sloppy with her practice, and can't disturb her, otherwise qi deviation will be in trouble. And, Zhang Fan didn't intend to continue taking a bath, the water was too deep, and he would break through if he was not careful. There is a system to directly add points, why do you need to practice by yourself? Ding, contractor Mirong Shui's physique breakthrough to the 6th stage of skin training. Ding, the contractor Mirong Shui's physique breakthrough to the 7th stage of skin training. Ding, contractor Mirong Shui's physique breakthrough to skin training environment 8th stage days. Ding, the contractor Mirong Shui's body. Ding, contractor Mirong Shui's physical breakthrough is at the peak of meat training. 100-fold return. Congratulations to the host, you have obtained the peak physique of muscle training. In an hour's time, Mirong Shui kept breaking through the physical barrier. Soon he reached the peak physique of the meat training state, corresponding to the peak of the foundation establishment period. Even if it is the peak of the foundation establishment period at this moment, it can't hurt Mirong Shui at all. After a 100-fold return, Zhang Fan's physique. He even reached the peak of the terrifying realm of muscle refinement. Equivalent to the peak cultivation base of the gold core period. This kind of breakthrough speed is very rare and unprecedented. Mirong Shui slowly opened her eyes were flickering and she looked around, and when she saw Zhang Fan, her face showed joy. Jumped up directly, he hugged Zhang Fan. Xiaofan big brother, thank you. Feeling the softness and body fragrance, Zhang Xiaofan came out again. Ah, Mirong Shui exclaimed, her cheeks blushing. Zhang Fan smiled. What realm did you break through to? Mirong Shui smiled. This cultivation technique is like water, it can double my cultivation speed in water, and I can also choose body refining and immortal cultivation. I chose body refining, otherwise the water quality can make my cultivation base directly the peak of the foundation establishment period of breakthrough is too dazzling, and other people will notice our secret. Mirong Shui stared at Zhang Fan with watery eyes. Xiaofan big brother, let's take a bath together often in the future, okay? Zhang Fan smiled, shook his head, and took 3 steps towards retreat, looking like a gentleman. Shui little sister, please respect yourself. Before we took a bath together, it was because of your injury. I just kissed you to teach you the cultivation technique. Now the poison has been unlocked, and the cultivation technique has been taught. There is a difference between men and women. How can I bathe with you again? Mirong Shui became a little anxious when she heard the words. She didn't know if it was because she was coveting Zhang Fan's warm embrace, or because she was coveting the rich water quality of spiritual qi just now. In short, Mirong Shui really wanted to freeze the time at that moment just now. Zhang Fan, big brother, Mirong Shui's cheeks were blushing, and she hesitated to speak. Zhang Fan asked, "What's wrong?" I feel the poison in my body." When Mirong Shui said this, her shy cheeks were flushed, her heart was beating wildly, and she buried her head in her chest. Her tone was a little weak. The poison in my body has not been completely released. I feel like I'm dying. Disease penetrates the bone marrow. Need yin and yang to reconcile, to feel better. Xiaofan, big brother, please take a bath with me. As Mirong Shui spoke, she became more and more bold. Looking at Mirong Shui, whose eyes were full of autumn water, Zhang Fan was a little lost. The corpse of the giant ape. Long Hao, big brother, look quickly, there is a corpse of a giant ape here, there must be other Tianzhao around here. Yes, Long Hao, big brother, let's get out of here quickly. Let's find a place to rest for the night first. Long Hao, big brother, I'm a little tired. Yes, Long Hao, big brother, I'm a little tired too. Zhang Fan just wanted to do something. Just heard going out. There was a woman's voice. Xiaofan, big brother, there are people outside. Mirong Shui was shocked. He hurriedly looked for clothes to put on, for fear that others would see him wearing a bellyband. While getting dressed, her cheeks blushed. I seem to have been wearing a bellyband just now. Being Zhang Fan, I saw it clearly. It's okay, they shouldn't be able to find our cave. Zhang Fan comforted him. While staring, he looked out of the cave. Outside the cave, there is one purple question mark, and 10 white or blue question marks. This is the function of the system, which can query the other party's information, and then choose whether to bind. Name, Wang Yu. Cultivation base, 6 layers of gas refining period. Information, disciple of Qi Yang sect, outer sect. Information 1, water and soil double spiritual roots. Information 2, blue luck. Information 3, Long Hao's number 15133 concubine. Name, Wang Yan. Cultivation base, the 8th floor of the refining period. Information, disciple of Lishui sect, outer sect. Information 1, Mizuki Huo San spiritual roots. Information 2, white luck. Information 3, concubine number 15134 of Long Hao. Name, Long Hao. Cultivation base, foundation establishment period, early stage. Information, Xuanzhen continent, Dongfengshou immortal world, aristocratic Long family, the eldest son of the Long family. Information 1, bloodline, a weak true dragon. Information 2, personality is bold, and anyone of the opposite gender will not be rejected. Message 3, Wang Teng's servant. Message 4, the servant of the Yaozu Yaozi Zongzu. Information 5, Zongpinjin spiritual roots. Information 6, purple luck. Message 7, contractors are full, no contract. I hope everyone will support it and subscribe more.